How about now? Can you hear me? Oh, you can hear me. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for hanging us out. The mic decides to have a mic mute of its own. But I thank you for letting me know it was muted. It wasn't working. It wasn't working at all. But appreciate you being here. It is All-Star Weekend here at the NASCAR Cup Series in North Wilkesboro. And looking forward to having a good time with you tonight. We got practice for 42 minutes. All the cars are on the track for 42 minutes. And I'm going to see if I can get this working because it is not doing running practice. So I guess we'll just do lap times here. But thank you guys for being here so much, for hanging out with us. And appreciate what's going on. Ricky, Lou, Bobby, Georgia fan. What's up, Bronny? Who else is here? Screw YouTube. What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. David, what's up? Hello, Kyle Busch fan. What's going on, everybody? Make sure you guys are hitting that like and subscribing to the channel as you're coming in, as we're going to get into it. And we're going to listen to MRN. Are you kidding me? Not picking it up. Any other time, it picks it up pretty good. What's up, Gregor? Good to see you. Coyle, what's up as well? Don't forget, I don't have time for all that. I barely got this on. There we go. This is weird. Why is it like this? 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. What's up, Ricky? $10 super chat. Friday race fans, welcome, race fans and CeeLo. Thank you so much, Ricky. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Everybody, tell Ricky thank you. You the best, bro. Please no Larson Clinic this weekend. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. This is weird. They got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Why don't they have like all of them? It's weird. No volume? What's going on with it? Really gonna go to work. You trying to go check, 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 check. It's at least an option. 410 of driving. I don't know what's going on with it.
Races go, but we are at a short track, and he has been scoring more points than just about anybody on short tracks here. We've only run a couple of them this year, but he's had an outstanding short track season.
See, they'll call your pit crew, get the kinks out. I don't know what's going on with this thing. So weird.
Worn out racetracks. Distance not worn out yet, but it's wearing. We'll see what Denny Hamlin and that progressive Toyota have to say deeper into the weekend. Joey Logano has just gone.
Where's your Darth Vader mask? That was Star Wars weekend.
122.436 miles an hour. We told you Kyle Larson's in Indianapolis. Justin Allgaier's in the car. Chris Wilner is in their pits.
And I talked to Justin Allgaier, Mike, before he climbed aboard his HenderCars.com Chevrolet. I said, so what's the plan? We know NASCAR won't allow you to run the heat race tomorrow, so today is it for you getting this car dialed in for Kyle to start at the rear of the field on Sunday. He said it's simple. This team has so much knowledge and their notebook continues to grow.
What's up? Love you, Mr. Lowe. Thanks for the, thank you, Ricky. The World According to Nate, $2 super chat. Thank you.
this race
Ricky,
car after 45
world
minutes
according to
to
Nate.
make sure it's in
Thank
the
you so
window of
much for that
Kyle, and he
$2
has an
super
opportunity
chat.
to make some passes to come from
Yeah,
the
it'll
back
be
of the
all
field
figured
on
out. I
Sunday.
don't know what's
He did
going on with
have
it.
about 30 minutes of sim time leading into this session. He did run the wheel force test here back when NASCAR had that opportunity a couple of years ago, but at the same time, Justin said, I'm still relatively new to this racing surface, so he's working with a new spotter as Rick Corelli is on the top of the roof with Tyler Mond, the normal spotter in Indianapolis with Kyle Larson. So trying to learn a little bit about the race car, but also experiment a little bit with setups here as a good opportunity for Allgaier. That's his job
Legato
today,
there.
to make sure this car's in
What's
the window
going
for
on,
Larson
Russell? Get the
A little
weekend started.
earlier,
What's
as the
up,
green
man? Good to
flag
see you,
went in the
bud.
air, Mike Bagley told us all that Team Penske cars did not go out on the racetrack as of yet. Well, they have now, and they've come out with some flex as well.
Let's go.
Joey Logano's gone to the top of the leaderboard. Austin Cindric from Team Penske has gone to second. Bubba Wallace is third. Josh Berry is now fourth. And William Byron will jump into the top 5 as well. From North Wilkesboro Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Appreciate you hanging out, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging with us. We're in practice for about 40 minutes. And then we'll move into qualifying for tomorrow's heat races and then the race on Sunday. So Harrison Burton back in Cup for this weekend because his win at Daytona locks him into this year's All-Star race, and this will be mark Rick Ware Racing's first time in the All-Star race. So there's why he's back in it. But good to see Harrison Burton. Jeff, your little boy just won at Daytona. That was awesome to listen to. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Hope everybody's doing well today. Thanks so much for hanging out. It's been really running behind all day long. Technical difficulties, exactly, if you want to call it that. It's been one of those days. Just can't keep catch up with everything. Make sure you guys are checking out the vlog as well. I gotta change the vlog too as well. So 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna try to put the cars back on here. And let's see if we're back on here. No, not yet. We can hear you. Awesome. I'm glad you could hear us. So make sure you're hitting that like for us. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. We'll get some more folks in here as we get in here. 25 likes, trying to get to 100. 100 big ones. That'll be the new thing here. And then let me do this. Mid-show. Do this. I'm not sure what's going on with all the kinks today, but we'll get it out tomorrow for sure. We'll figure out what's going on here. But we're under practice right now. Joey Logano looks like he's in the lead. Austin Cindric, Willie B, Josh Berry, Tyler Reddick, Ricky Stenhouse, Brad Kozlowski, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney is your top 10. And this is on FS2 if you guys would like to watch. I wish Roma would be back. Yes. Coney wears an open entry for Rick Ware Racing 15 returns. Thank you so much for that. Let's see here if I can get this here. Up. NW. Okay. Add that. That. Okay. There's that. And there's the cars, y'all. There's the cars. All right. Go back here to this.
Back in the mid-40s, as a matter of fact, Enoch Staley, Lawson Curry, Jacob Combs, and Charlie Combs, when they were laying this out,
Larson wrecked in final practice at Indy. Oh, that sucks. Missed you last week, Craig, with the number 5. He dominated last week, man.
Had to pivot.
And that means we couldn't have a level racetrack. Basically, we're going to go with the natural terrain. And they couldn't afford to level it out. So they had to do what they had to do. Who knew? It's almost like Darlington, how they had to narrow turns 3 and 4.
Sky Allen, good to see you. What's up? Good to see you.
The topography of the area dictated the layout of the racetrack.
The late painter Bob Ross said there was no mistakes, just happy problems. And that's what we have with not only here at North Wilkesboro Speedway, but also at the Darlington Raceway. Character has been added to these tracks by not designing it, by just because of pure facts and what they had to do to complete the project. And boy, this North Wilkesboro Speedway have some character about it.
It does indeed. So glad to be back here, and I know the race fans are as well. Let's look at the lap averages right now.
What's up, Georgia fan? Good to see you.
Austin Cindric with William Byron right
Good to see you, Georgia fan.
William Byron, number 1. Ryan Blaney, number 2. The 15 lap average.
Smooth
Joey
Lizard.
Logano, Ryan Blaney,
Bummer.
Austin Cindric. You see
Been
the
a minute.
theme here? Team Penske Fords checking boxes on the 5, 10, and the 15 lap averages.
Let's talk a little bit about Team Penske and the way their 2025 has gone. Right out of the box, Logano has led a ton of laps. We thought he was going to be in position to win 2, maybe 3, 4 races by the time we got to the All-Star break. And they did. They've had speed in their race cars. Same with Ryan Blaney. Same with Austin Cindric. Obviously, Cindric, the first Team Penske Ford Mustang Dark Horse to get to victory lane. Since then, Logano's won at Texas Motor Speedway. Blaney's knocking on the door. But, Mike, there was a period here in the first quarter of this season. A lot of people were kind of scratching their heads and not quite pushing the panic button, but they had their hand hovering above the panic button.
Well, what's interesting is that there's been a topic of conversation on talk radio and amongst the fandom about, why are we underestimating Team Penske? Look at what Joey did last year. They knew when to strike when the iron was hot. They came to life. They won the right races in the playoff. And from that takeaway last year was, don't rule out Joey. Don't rule out Penske. They know how to respond to high-pressure situations.
Fan, just hide them.
This season, challenge.
They waste all day trying to figure out one of the accounts. Just hide them.
Well, he's winning stages. He's getting stage points, but the finishes aren't there. And they were
awesome,
all over the place.
Bronny. Thanks so much.
Now it seems like that as we work our way towards the middle of this regular season, they've always been focused, but now they've got things more in their control, and we're talking more and more about these Penske Fords.
For more on Team Penske, here's Steve Post.
Todd Gordon, of course, he's a Team Penske alumni, one of our analysts here on Motor Racing Network, and I do a program called Crew Call, and we have the program. We had Jonathan Hassler on. Jonathan is the crew chief for Ryan Blaney, and he got to share the irony that we're having.
Talk about Larson.
North Wilkesboro is that the test session for North Wilkesboro that Joey Logano and Paul Wolf did, they learned some things on the short track. We rolled into the month of June, and remember, we went to Iowa. Ryan Blaney picked up the win. We went to Worldwide Technology Raceway. Austin Cindric picked up the win. Joey Logano picked up a win as well, and they really felt like they learned something here at North Wilkesboro. So we're having this conversation with Jonathan Hassler, and we were talking.
Love, not war. Georgia fan, if you see it, just hide it. It's not that big of a deal. They waste their time.
And just not been able to get to the win, whether it's a pit road misstep or a problem along the way or someone else's mistake. So they feel like not only they're really good, but they feel like the fact that 2 cars have won here before we're halfway through the month of May, they're a half a month or even a month ahead of where they were at a year ago. So I think all is well in Team Penske, but I think that perception and just the way this team finishes, it really, really is looking
so
good.
Logano's still on top with Austin Cindric, those 2 Penske Fords. Then there's Willie B, and then there's Sharkblood in 6th, Tyler Reddick 7th, Kyle Busch 8th, Ricky Stenhouse 9th, and Brad Keselowski 10th.
And I would expect we get into the summer months and into the playoffs, Team Penske and the Wood Brothers Racing Team are going to be making a fair amount of noise here in the NASCAR Cup Series.
When you have speed in your race cars, Mike, that helps problems. Yeah, you want to finish, and that's a matter of putting together a complete race from green flag to checkered flag and putting together a complete weekend. Practice, qualifying, get your track position, get your good pit box selected based off of how you qualified. But sometimes things are out of your control. The things Team Penske can control, they tend to excel at. So they've had speed in their race cars each and every week. They haven't been
all right. I think we got it all under control now.
Time or two where they might go off on a setup.
When I said fight, I'm returning to last year when Ricky. Oh yeah, remember how Ricky and Rowdy Busch had a fight. You're right.
Well, Joey Logano's got
You're right about that.
Right now, he is fastest in practice. Austin Cindric, another Penske car. He is second. Ryan Blaney.
Practice.
As we have
Logano, Cindric.
Remaining in this 45-minute
about, let's see what the
North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Let's see what we got here. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Thanks so much for being with us today. We appreciate you hanging out. We're doing practice here for just a little bit. He takes all week to create them, so and then he does it really quick, and he gets hidden. But it's all right. Just hide them. Just hide them. As soon as they come in, boom, nail it. Just like you do the bots. It's not that big of a deal. Not too worried about it. So less attention we give it, just hide them. Boom, as soon as you see it. Not that big of a deal. Braves Red Sox tomorrow. We're going to be doing the Braves Red Sox game right after this. We'll be joining it in progress. We'll hang on over there after that. But thanks for hanging with us today. We got Logano, about 30 more minutes of practice left. Logano, Cindric, Gillen now in the top 3. Byron 4, Wallace 5. So that's interesting. Let's look at the lap averages. That's pit road lap times. Let's see here, lap 50. What have they done? They have really jacked this up. Lap averages. What have they done? They really screwed this up. They really screwed it up from what it used to be. Logano, Cindric, William Byron. I don't know why. Where's 6? Where's 8? Where are all these cars numbers at? Unless they're going to do Group A. Is this like Group A practice, or is this just the ones that are on the thing? Logano trying to repeat what he did last year. So anybody that takes the pole of these small little races usually wins the race. So who's pulling triple duty this week? I don't think there's anybody pulling triple duty.
Specifically Chris Buescher and that race team, Mike Bagley. This is a team that has had some speed in their race cars as well, have gotten off to a fairly good start, but a big penalty.
Logano led all but one lap last year.
And by the rule, it's section 14.1.c, overall assembled vehicle rules. The rule book says vehicles must comply with Section 14 vehicle and driver safety specifications of the NASCAR rule book at all times during an event. Failure to comply will be subject to penalty pursuant to Section 10 violations and disciplinary action. If you go on down, the front fascia may be strengthened. This is per the NASCAR rule book.
My brother's birthday today. Nice.
On the inner surface with bonded or non-metallic materials in the area contacting the bumper foam and up to 2 inches further in all directions. Well, after the race ended at Kansas Speedway, NASCAR took Chris Buescher's car back to NASCAR Research.
Is ARCA running this weekend? No, but some type of other racing is happening here this weekend. I can't tell you what it is, though.
It was inspected back at the R&D Center, and unfortunately, the car of Chris Buescher did not meet the rule.
So Chris Buescher was disqualified last week, as they're saying.
In the nose piece.
I did not talk about it in our vlog, but make sure you check out our vlog this week for our paint schemes and race weekend preview.
So, tough break for that team.
$75,000 fine, a loss of
$75,000 fine too.
Here's what stings the most. They've also been dinged 5 NASCAR playoff driver points and 5 playoff.
Oh, he was disqualified. He was handed a L1 penalty. Thank you.
Scott Graves, the crew chief, has been suspended for this race and also the Coca-Cola 600 next weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Got to come some updates from the team. Scott will go ahead and start to serve that suspension. They're weighing whether they should appeal or not. They've yet to come to that determination, but that is a hefty fine. That drops Chris to 25th in points.
Yeah, that's going to suck.
What that also means, if he is able to win a race between now and the
25th in points,
he becomes playoff eligible, but he won't have.
I don't look the same with that cap on.
Because he's -5 in the playoff point department. So basically,
kind of reminds me of Tony Stewart, Johnny Benson hybrid.
Yeah, it is, and that means drivers that have won races already. He'll start the playoffs at a huge hole to try to dig out.
Z-Max Pro late models are running. There you go, Craig. Thanks, buddy.
It's a lot easier.
We won't be covering that. However. We're going to do some baseball.
Chris Buescher and this team, with Scott Graves electing and the team electing to go ahead and start that suspension this weekend. Veteran crew chief
Allgaier isn't looking too hot in the 5 right now. Yeah,
he's acting as the crew chief. He's highly capable.
Kyle Busch in P5. How about that? Look at P5. Kyle Busch.
This is an opportunity for them to go ahead, get Doug Randolph here when there's no points on the line. Get him and that team used to communicating.
All right, let me do the emojis
working
now.
with the communication back in what we call the war room at the race shop.
Matter of fact, let me do something really quick while I'm thinking about it. Really quick.
And just start that whole process of trying to maintain what they've got.
And this is
What's up, Cowboys fan?
On top of other situations that continue to compound themselves, where they've had things happen to them on the racetrack. Brad Keselowski blew a tire running.
Let me do something really quick while I think about it.
Then you had Brad earlier this year at Darlington running in the top 5. They lost the nut on the left rear. They spun the car out. Another good day gone bad there. It seems like no matter how hard they work, if they take 2 steps forward, they're getting knocked back 3. They're just trying to get something good going with that race team right now.
You're right about that. And sometimes they do get knocked back 3, as you say. Sometimes it's self-inflicted, though. And those are the ones that are really difficult pills to swallow as a race team. When you're the ones who have control and don't control those types of things and begin to fall back, that's where things can really get a little bit testy in the race shop.
Right now, Brad is running 14th. Chris Buescher running 29th as we continue through NASCAR Cup Series practice. We mentioned Chase Elliott pulled his car onto the racetrack a few moments ago. He is up to 10th on the leaderboard. Chris, what's the update on the Prime Chevrolet?
Well, Mike, this was after a lengthy time on pit road. Crew Chief Alan Gustafson made a pretty big swing aboard that Chevrolet because they were having issues when the green flag dropped of just getting this car up to speed. They were about in the mid-pack after their first run, and Chase Elliott just felt like the car wasn't going anywhere. They felt like they weren't stuck in the racetrack, so they came down and used the opportunity to figure out what was going on with the race car. He came back over the radio a couple minutes ago and said this feels a lot better, and it now shows on the timing sheet. So a little bit of a hiccup early for the Chase Elliott car, but he's back on the racetrack.
All right, I think I took care of that.
He was 30.
What's up, T. Lee? Good to see you. Appreciate you being here.
Still handling car after the adjustments. To Chris's point,
Logano, Cindric, Byron. Logano, Cindric, Byron
on single lap speeds. Joey Logano, he continues to pace this one and only practice from North Wilkesboro Speedway. This is the Motor Race.
Appreciate you hanging out with us. Thanks so much for hanging with us today. We appreciate you. And we thank you for being here. We'll see how things are looking here on our channel. We're going to do qualifying coming up here soon. Pit crew competition. We'll watch, see who, or listen to see who gets first. I'm going with Willie B. I think last year, if I remember correctly, Will Byron, he ended up having a penalty on pit road, and I'd picked Willie B to take the pit road to get the penalty, and I think that's what happened. Well, look at Keselowski. A lot of things changing here. Tyler Reddick, Brad Keselowski, now Joey Logano. What happened to Cindric? He dropped down to 5th. I think Byron had a penalty on pit road last year, which cost him the championship for the pit crew championship, because they are pretty good. I mean, they're hands down pretty good. But Christopher Bell's team won last year for that, and that's on our thumbnail too. So appreciate you hanging with us. Make sure you're hitting that like for us. We're trying to get to 100 likes. We're only 100 folks in here. I understand it's early, way early, and not really that many people really interested in this, but maybe we'll get some more folks in here. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're trying to get to 100 likes here on the channel, and then we'll go from there. Tomorrow we'll do the heat races. We're doing the truck race in the afternoon, and then the heat races, and then after that we'll do Sunday. We'll have the Open, the All-Star Open, and the All-Star race on Sunday. So little fun times. It's not about points. It's about making that cash. So thank you so much. We got about 20 minutes left in practice, and then we'll go from there. So thank you guys.
3.640 miles an hour. Wow. Sporting the Sirius XM colors here in practice this weekend. That blue and white Toyota Camry hauling the mail around this short track.
Tyler Reddick, single lap speeds, is the quickest. Brad Keselowski second. Joey Logano is third. Josh Berry fourth. Austin Cindric is in 5th. And 6th, Steve Post is a driver that spent the majority of this practice inside the top 5.
Yeah, and that is Todd Gilliland. I think they're having what they call a solid day. The car was a little loose going down in the corner, a little tight.
All-Star. My baseball stream got blocked for a few minutes yesterday. Why? Did you have the audio on? Georgia fan, I love the pit crew challenge. Should be fun. Hopefully NASCAR.com will have some crazy stuff on there. What's up, bro? What's up, Clay Lewis? Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Clay Lewis. Hit that subscribe. California Days, man. It sounds back all right, CeeLo. What's going on, everybody? Keselowski in that LSU looking car. If you're an LSU fan. Oh, really? Okay. Playing that Tomahawk chop. 48 likes, trying to get to 100. Help us out. There's 100 likes in here. Each person hit that 100 likes. We'll get it good here. Help us out, y'all. Help us out.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Todd father, Alex, has been knocking on the top 10. He's got a couple to his credit already this year. He was 10th at Coda. He was 10th at Martinsville. But in the last handful of races or so, he was 12th at Kansas. He was 11th at Texas. There was a time when that team, through whatever set of circumstances, would find themselves 15, 20 plus in the final rundown. But there are incremental gains being made with Front Row Motorsports. They obviously are on par in the truck garage, but I think the NASCAR Cup Series program is starting to inch its way forward as well.
And I think this is a different role and a confidence builder for Todd Gilliland. He is now the senior leader, if you will, at Front Row Motorsports, and the driver continues.
Speaking of LSU yesterday, I was at Walmart in Louisiana. It's weird seeing LSU stuff. Tiff, what's going on? Good to see you.
Gilliland has been in the Cup Series longer than those two drivers have. So he is now the driver leader, if you will, Front Row Motorsports. And
Dubs, what's going on as well? He's been following Larson over there on our Discord. Been following us on Larson over there on our Discord.
He grew up racing on the short tracks throughout the southeastern part of the United States. Here on the short track at North Wilksboro Speedway, it's beginning to show this young man's got some speed.
Speaking of having speed, the Toyotas now have taken over the top of the leaderboard. Told you a couple of moments ago about Tyler Reddick's successes, and just like that, he is not the only Toyota at the top of the leaderboard right now.
Bubba Wallace has taken his Camry up to the second spot. Christopher Bell now is up to third, and here's
sometimes if you play it long enough, you'll get it. You get about 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
That Legacy Motor Club team,
if it's not like a other thing, if it's not like a real crowd noise, because that's the one we have. It's a real crowd noise.
Has been getting better. You know, I joked with Travis just collectively about Legacy Motor Club, but when you go to turn performance around, you're not turning a jet ski, you're turning a cruise ship. And he kind of laughed at that, and he says,
at least he uses punctuation correctly. He doesn't come in here and misspell words.
A lot of folks may not know that
at least he does that.
Massive reset button at the end of last year that rolled into this year, and just because you've got the right people in the right spots and you're buying this part, and you're doing this.
Why is that?
And all that,
is it on Amazon?
It happens overnight. It takes time, and I do believe that Legacy Motor Club is starting to see some of those dividends.
Yes,
which I'm thinking it
Toyota
is.
Team. Yes, they get the Toyota engines, just like Joe Gibbs Racing does, obviously. And
okay.
2311 Racing
so
does.
it's only showing the drivers in the All-Star race, not the whole thing.
Going into last year,
well, that's weird. Why would it do that?
And they didn't have the access and don't.
Well, these are your all-star leaders, then, not open leaders, because you're missing 18 drivers then.
With those race teams. So Steve Post, they've had to come into.
Now you're looking for a NASCAR babe? That's funny.
With a
good luck.
Completely blank sheet of paper.
Yeah, and exactly.
Yeah, so that's why he's got 1, 2 is missing and 4 is missing. So you got. So on so on NASCAR on FS1, it shows Wallace, Jones. So Bubba Wallace is the second fastest car right now. So 2311, Reddick, and then Bubba Wallace, and then Eric Jones is in 4th, and then in 11th is Todd Gilliland, and 12th is John Hunter Nemechek. So that's what you're seeing on the screen.
Legacy Motor Club right now. Yes, Richard Petty, Dale Inman, they are part of this. They just want to make sure that they create their own identity and their own partnership with Toyota, as you talked about, Alex. So really working on that.
So you're going to be strong this weekend. I picked Ty Gibbs and Bubba Wallace to win the Open to 2 spots. But Bronny, I really think Larson's going to do it.
We honor and respect that.
Keep hitting that like, trying to get to 100 likes. Help us out. Subscribe too. Subscribe.
Seems to me like they might be with that total reset maybe a little ahead of schedule than maybe I had them, knowing all the changes that happened during the off-season.
And as the case, you start bragging about somebody, you talk good about somebody, they have a problem on the racetrack. John Hunter Nemechek, who is one of the Legacy Motor Club cars, just clipped the wall off turn 2. Now, it wasn't anything spectacular or day-ending, but there is a scuff on the right rear of that car, and he got her pretty good when he rocketed up off turn number 2 and went on to the back straightaway. Right now on the racetrack, it's all Tyler Reddick. He leads practice from North Wilksboro Speedway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice.
All right, so Reddick is on there with 13 minutes to go. Chase Elliott in second, and then Bubba Wallace is in third. Bubba Wallace is the one missing there in third, and in fifth place is Eric Jones. So Eric Jones, Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott. Yeah, just delete them, man. It's not that big of a deal. Just delete it. It's not that big of a deal. I think I got it figured out where he won't be able to talk in the chat anymore. So. And Georgia fan, anytime you see something like that, delete. Not delete, hide. Automatically. Automatically. I like that Tylenol wrap on the 17. Yeah, that's pretty cool looking. He's hurting right now with being a penalty last week, which sucks for him, and he loses his crew chief this week and next week for the Coke 600.
Minutes remain.
12 minutes to go here.
Who now has a new challenger at the quote-unquote
12 minutes to go.
Second spot.
Continuing to get faster. Chase Elliott now has gone to the number
Jay
2
makes me
on
need
single lap
Tylenol.
Speeds. Bubba Wallace third. Christopher Bell fourth, and Eric Jones rounds
Charlotte's
out
going to be
the top
incredible.
5.
It's going to be fun.
You look at the 15 consecutive
Looking
lap
forward to
average.
it.
Tyler Reddick
1,100 miles
as well. Christopher Bell, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney are the 5 fastest in the 15 consecutive lap average.
Alex, I'm watching a good battle on the racetrack right now, and it involves Kyle Busch, Ty Gibbs, and Christopher Bell.
Kyle Busch, Ty Gibbs, and Christopher Bell.
The comment was it's a single-lane racetrack. You can't make anything happen out there. I've been watching lap after lap after lap.
Let's go, Rowdy Busch.
Drivers in the outside line get it done, and also watching guys.
You should make sure he makes some need Advil too. Hit that like. We're trying to get 100 likes. We're at 56. Help us out, y'all, with that. Come on.
I'm going to put my opinion out there. Normally, as I think Steve and Chris alluded to earlier in the broadcast, any given normal race weekend, the entire field is divided up into 2 groups. They each get their own practice session. Well, with this one 45-minute session and all these cars out on the racetrack, this is a busy track. So if you want to make lap time,
appreciate you coming in, y'all. Thanks for being here, y'all.
I think by doing that and patting all these
10 minutes left.
there, it's forcing drivers to go all over the track and rubbering this track. And we're finding out right off the bat.
We'll have a 30-year-old age gap in drivers on the entry list for Charlotte. Jimmy Johnson at 49 and Zilich at 18.
You bring up a great point.
As soon as this is over, yeah, we'll go over and do the Braves. That's the plan.
Is being laid down onto the racetrack as
in
well.
progress,
Steve,
it says.
That, we had talked about coming into this racing weekend, not sure what to expect, but with what I've described, what Alex has described, everything is pointing to a good all-star race on Sunday based on what we're seeing here in the first 40 minutes of this practice session.
Mike, when we look back just a week ago, we talk about Kansas
Keep hitting that like for us. I've been to the 600 Bronny many times. It's awesome. Lots of pre-race stuff. Yeah, I was there one time, and I watched Martin Truex win. Martin Truex Jr. win. Denny was the strong car that day, but he kept on having issues. Imagine that. So 9 minutes left here in practice, and then we got qualifying, including the Pit Road Challenge. What's up, Bill? Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. They're laying down. Yeah, look at that rubber on the track. It's crazy looking if you're getting to watch it. This is on FS1. I thought it was on FS2. I thought it was on FS2 tonight.
we're going to continue to widen this racetrack out. I think
No, it's on FS2. That's what I thought. Yeah, it's on FS2 tonight. I still remember the 2016 Coke 600 where Truex led 394 or 400 laps that night.
That we are upon here.
That might have been, no, it wasn't when I was there.
This is the third time we've had it here at this
Hit
racetrack.
that subscribe too, y'all. If you're new to us, we'd love to have some more subscribers.
Bristol Motor Speedway for the All-Star race, twice
it really hasn't gained or lost today.
34 times at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
It's roll 43, that Eric Jones boy. He's in P5. You don't see it on the list. The ones you see here are in the All-Star race. They're not keeping up with the open cars.
Than any other organization.
Unless they're here.
Wins, and right now,
no.
Chris Hendrick Motorsports beginning to flex muscle here late in practice.
Yeah, to no one's surprise.
Truex totally dominated that race. They did. Dub says, I like All-Star qualifying at Charlotte when they came down the pits with no speed limits. It was really awesome to see. Terry, what's going on? Good to see you. Appreciate you being here.
Felt like that they have a really good notebook, especially building here at North Wilkesboro. They've done a lot of prep work with these race cars. A lot of the drivers have really been in tune to what's going on as far as how this racetrack is changing. And just listening to the radio, drivers like William Byron and heck, even Justin Allgaier, who this isn't even his full-time job, are really starting to adapt to this racetrack and learn about just where the racing groove is going to be. So I think everybody's getting happier as this session goes on, and only time will tell how that translates to qualifying and then in the race on Sunday.
Humpy Wheeler was the man when it came to entertainment at Charlotte Lowe's Motor Speedway.
Justin 24th on
got Chase inside the pit. Who do you think is going to race in? Bubba Wallace and Ty Gibbs, and I said Hocevar was going to be our fan favorite. What's up, man? Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I released a paint scheme vlog this weekend. Make sure you're going to check that out as well. Make sure you're checking that out too. Go over there and leave a comment and a like over there on that new vlog that we released. Let's see how it's doing. Oh, it's getting there. An hour. Let's see if I have any comments to speak out. Wesley Burleson says, that's who I'm taking, Willie B. Wesley's taking Willie B tonight. Georgia fan says, the GOAT. Man, I appreciate you. Larson just crashed in 500 practice. Jake dropping them always. Thank you, Jake, if you're listening. MJ Wallet, what's going on? Good to see you as well. What's up? What up? Channel has practice. FS2. FS2 is the practice. FS2 has practice. Yes, Dubs, I've been there. They're rolling on pit road. I swear the fan vote better not get Noah Gragson again. I really thought it was going to be SVG, Bronny, but I kind of noticed his fanship has kind of fallen down, especially in here. There's not that many fans here anymore.
At North Wilkesboro, Toyotas have taken over in the top 5, except for the lone Chevy. Tyler Reddick's Toyota is first. Bubba Wallace's Toyota is third. Christopher Bell's is fourth, and Eric Jones is fifth. The lone Chevy inside of the top 5 belongs to Chase Elliott.
Yeah, I released the driver names in our vlog too as well, so you can see who is the fan vote for that.
Qualifying tonight will be interesting and the most different it will be all season long.
It is a 3-lap qualifying process. How this is going to work, driver will pull out on the racetrack, go around as we have a caution flag coming out here in this
caution flag session. With 4 minutes to go.
Stop. It looks like AJ Allmendinger's car is
the dinger is stopped. Who do you think is going to be the fan favorite? I think it's going to be Hocevar. I think it's going to be Hocevar.
That's on the heels, not saying that
that's my opinion.
Lame in the power plant, but
considering he won last week in the trucks and he almost won the Cup Series race.
And I know that
I'm going Hocevar.
Happy about that. The folks at Colic were not happy about that. A lot of conversation.
Keeping that like, trying to get to 100 likes. We're at 114 of us here. See if we can get 100 in here.
The tow truck is on the scene to try to give AJ a push. Steve, post any update on what's going on with the Dinger right now?
Well, it is something under the hood.
The
Mike.
Dinger.
He said it will not refire. They've reset the engine, and it still will not refire. So they're going to use the assist of that tow truck and have the guys from ECR, the engine tuners on this, take a look at it. But something under the hood, not firing off on AJ Allmendinger's automobile, as he's now getting the assist from the push vehicle to get back here to the pit area.
Well, now, that's not good.
Thanks.
Now,
That
now
and
that's,
how Hocevar
something
carried
that
the
they're
truck
going to
race
obviously,
broadcast at
be
Rockingham.
all over when
Yeah,
they get the
I
car
really
back to
think
their
it's going to
pit
be
box, figure out
Hocevar.
exactly
That's
what
my
the
opinion.
issue could be with that race car. So as they push him back around, that slows things down. And
So AJ
to me,
Allmendinger
this
comes
becomes
to a
very
slow
interesting
stop
because with
there.
just a few minutes in practice left, Mike, all these tires are going to cool down and go through what we call a heat cycle. So the tires and the tire temps come down until they put the track back under green. The handling of these cars could change here.
That and how Hocevar carried the trucks. I already read that. As being a Kiwi, I always back SVG. That's right, Gregor. There's some that are going to back them 24/7. But I really haven't seen the push for him to be as popular this year as he was last year. And I in the chat here. Of course, you're always going to be here, Gregor, but there are other guys, they're not here anymore celebrating SVG. So I think, you know, he's getting there, but you know, he showed a couple good runs on the ovals, but I think that popularity is not as much as it was back then when he was in the Xfinity series and ran a race here and there for the Cup Series. But we'll see what happens. I mean, you never know. He might pull off a win here in the Cup Series on a road course. But Tyler Reddick still is in first, Chase Elliott second. You see where it goes 2 to 4. That's the spot where Bubba Wallace is. He's the fastest open car practice. And then Christopher Bell. And then the 5 spot is Eric Jones. He's in P5. And then Ty Gibbs is in P12. Todd Gillen in P14. Ronnie says, you better get ready to take this opportunity next weekend. Yeah, I will definitely, for sure. Cleus, yes, I will be doing that for sure.
On the second lap, the driver must bring
heck with that. Willie says, heck with the All-Star race. They should get rid of it and turn this into a points race. Didn't these drivers have a break a couple weeks ago? They did. They did.
Pit boxes, and that is where things take another twist, and that is when the pit crew challenge takes over, where these teams down there get an opportunity to shine
and get an opportunity to win $100,000 when we
wonder why
get
it's
to
still
the
not
end of it. The
putting keywords in there
and
and everything, and it's still not working.
However, the results will determine the open starting lineup.
What was the problem with Larson and Indy? He wrecked.
It will be open cars and all-star cars together. The pole winner overall will start first in the heat race, and we'll start on the pole for the All-Star race on Sunday.
Now, a different wrinkle as opposed to a regular points.
Larson lost it going into turn 3 and hit the wall nose first. Ouch. So is he on like his third car?
And what order you have your pit stop in the middle of qualifying, that will determine what pit box and what pit selection you get as well. So there's an awful lot on the line here once we go qualifying here for the All-Star race, coming up just a little bit later on.
So we're in the last few precious moments remaining. Tyler Reddick has
2 minutes left here. Tyler Reddick still continues to lead. Still continues. That's OJ. Good to see you as well. Appreciate you being here. 75 likes. We're almost there.
So they have
75 likes. We're almost there.
Others anywhere from mid-50s to all the way up into the 90s. But wow, Tyler Reddick and Joey Logano getting their money's worth here in this practice session.
They are, and something I've been paying attention to here since the green flag went in the air is even though we don't have a different tire to choose from, you don't have a primary.
Allgaier running 24th fastest in that 5 car, just not very comfortable in there. Remember last year, Kevin Harvick ran this car in the qualifying and practice and heat races and all that stuff, and then Larson showed up. Larson getting too friendly with those Indy walls. He is. You're right. So minute 28 seconds left in practice. I'm talking about practice. And then there's SVG rolling in here.
And of course, Chris
There's
describing what that
Logano.
team
He
was
was
taking
the
a look
top of the
at on
leaderboard in
that Prime
10th, but
Chevrolet for the
now
second week in a row.
he
The
is in,
baby blue
or he
and
was in
white
first. Now
colored
he's in
Prime
10th
Chevrolet,
with an
obviously with
average
Amazon
lap
Prime
time of
taking over the television duties of the
18.313 was
sport
his
next
best lap
weekend.
time.
They, in conjunction with Chase
Tyler
Elliott,
Reddick has got an
spreading the word, as it were.
18.198
And
with
right
his
now,
best
Chase
speed of
Elliott getting back on the racetrack. He let Joey
123.639.
Logano go, and now Chase
So we
brings
got
the car
3
up onto the
laps,
racetrack
and then they have a pit
as
crew
everybody's just trying to
competition
find
as
a
well.
clean spot on the
So this
racetrack
should
in
be
which to
interesting.
work.
And we're down under a minute to go here in
Tomorrow will
practice.
be
50
day 1 of the
seconds
Indy
and
500
counting
qualifying, and we'll
for
truck
these
series
drivers
action
to get
tomorrow.
their
Yeah, we'll
final
definitely do
laps
that
in,
too as well.
Make sure their car is dialed in to try to go out
I'm
and
also
win
becoming a
$1
Caden
million
Honeycutt fan.
in the
Nice.
2025 NASCAR All-Star
We'll be bringing you the
Race.
truck
Right now,
race
we're waiting for the
tomorrow,
black and
y'all.
red flags to fly at the start-finish line. Got a little less than 30
Daniel
seconds to
Suarez
go.
finished
Don't
15th
forget
last year in
Daniel
the
Suarez on the
2024
racetrack.
All-Star
We've got Ross
race,
Chastain.
and he's
Team
15th
Trackhouse,
fastest
very
right now.
well represented. And everybody
Keep
taking
hitting that
advantage of
subscribe
every
too, man. We haven't
last
got any
precious moment. Justin
subscribers.
Allgaier's out there. What about Josh Berry and the Wood Brothers? A throwback paint scheme of sorts, going back all the way to Michael Waltrip's All-Star win years and years ago.
Yeah, he did that coming out of the
Iverson,
open as
sorry,
well for the
practice. I'm
legendary
talking
Wood
about
brothers. And Josh Berry's got
practice.
decent speed in his
And there it
Ford
is, the
Mustang
red
dark
flag.
horse.
We're
Currently 11th
currently
on the
end of
leaderboard in
practice.
single lap
It could be
speeds
Priest.
for
You're right.
Josh
What's up,
Berry.
Cole Trickle?
Josh Berry, of course, winning earlier
Good to
this year
see you as
at the Las
well. So
Vegas
we are
Motor
now in
Speedway.
qualifying.
Black and red flags right now being displayed to the teams. Practice is over, and now all attention's turned to qualifying for the All-Star race. From North Wilksboro Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
All right. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Thanks so much. Ronnie says, oh, wait. Right. So we got 79 likes. We're trying to get to 100 likes on the stream. We appreciate you being here. Make sure you're hitting that like button for us and subscribing to the channel. Thanks for the new subscriber up there. Appreciate you. We're going to be bringing you tomorrow the truck race and the heat races tomorrow. Larson's sub today is Justin Allgaier. Disregard that last message I sent. Okay. Yeah. Larson has Allgaier in the car. As last year, it was Kevin Harvick who took his place. But I had thought that tomorrow, Larson wasn't worrying about the fastest 6. Is that true or is that false? I had said in the vlog that he said that he wasn't worried about that and that he wanted to be here for the money. So let me know. Is that true? Is Larson going to be at qualifying tomorrow at Indy to try to be in the top 6? The fastest 6, they call it. And then next weekend, we'll be bringing you live coverage of the Indy 500 right here on our channel. Bum, bum, bum. Pit stops. We got 1 lap. They do 1 lap, come in, back out, 1 lap, and then final. Not sure Larson was running in the mid-teens the entire week during 4 practice sessions. Just doesn't have it fast. He should stay off the wall. He should stay off the walls. Larson keeps crashing. That's right, Doug. It's crazy.
Over Steve Post. What types of things are these teams and drivers doing down there right now?
I looked it up. Robbie Gordon tried doing the Indy Coke 400 4 times. He only completed both races once. The rest were rained out. Yeah, remember last year, y'all? The rain? Crazy stuff. Fast 6 and LCQ qualifying is Sunday. Okay. Thank you. So he's skipping that to be in the race. Got it. So he won't be there tomorrow either. Next time I'm in Tennessee, let's do lunch. Got me a good spot. Awesome, man. Good deal. Just let me know. Let me know. We'll see if we can figure it out. But maybe Ryan Priest can get the. Maybe Ryan Priest can get it.
We'll find out exactly what they have to say after they were the fastest car in practice on single lap speeds. From North Wilkesboro Speedway, this is the Motor.
All right. Appreciate you hanging. Is Xfinity tomorrow? No, Xfinity is off tomorrow. They will be off tomorrow. They will be back at Charlotte next week. So That's it. No Xfinity this weekend, but the trucks are here. They're off 2 weeks in a row. Of course, they were off last week as well. So nice little well-deserved break because they've been going since the Daytona 500. So, so be ready for rain to be a possibility for the Indy Charlotte 1100-mile back-to-back race. Oh no, it sucks, but we'll see how it goes. Also, I'm gonna do the ARCA race. When is the ARCA race? Is it next Friday before the truck race? Is it before the truck race and then there's the truck race next Friday? Because if so, I'll be doing that. I've decided I'm doing the ARCA race this time. I'm not missing out on the ARCA race this time. As Cletus McFarland has announced, he is going to be in the ARCA race. Willie says, heck, hope more people come to this race than they did Kansas. Yeah, the place was crazy empty. I remember that right there, Willie. No more All-Star. Why did we delete it? Why did we delete Willie's thing? He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. It must have been a accidentally delete there. Be careful of that, Georgia fan. Willie didn't say anything wrong. I didn't see him say anything wrong. Charlotte, Friday afternoon at 5 Central will be ARCA. And then the trucks after that, or there's no trucks next weekend? I thought they were at Charlotte as well.
Feeling really solid today. It's
Let
always
me
good.
see.
Obviously we got 3 days of competition here. We got qualifying coming up, but to be able to go out there,
Let me see.
and have really good fire up pace both times is certainly very promising. And yeah, we're just really happy with the handling of our Camry. Just proud of everyone's effort back at Airspeed.
Yeah, they're in Charlotte. They're on after the ARCA race. Okay. So the Charlotte ARCA race and then the trucks next Friday. Busy next Friday.
Evolving over the course of that practice session from last year.
Yeah,
ARCA is Saturday after the heat races this weekend.
I guess not super quick, but quicker today than it did last year. So
all I know is Cletus is racing Bristol too.
Obviously only has about a year.
Bronny told me that he's racing Charlotte now.
Elements, but it really.
He said he was racing Charlotte. Tony Stewart did 1,100 miles in 81.
Nice that it's widening out, and
I remember that.
We got some
Tony Stewart.
Options there, but
and next year, Kyle Busch said he's going to try to get in here as well. Kyle Busch is going to try to do it as well.
600-pound Cup car can make a place like this always is shocking.
There we go. That is Tyler Reddick.
Well, that's news to me, Colza. This is confirmation from Bronny. I'm taking it. Bronny knows what he's talking about. So. Johnson City, Kingsport area, good Italian joint called Raphael's. Interesting. Never heard of that, JoJo, but we're going to be in Bristol this year, so maybe for the fall race, maybe we'll hook it up.
It's got a lot of potential in it, so that makes me excited and optimistic about Sunday and even the heat race. But
85 likes. We're 15 away from 100. Help us get to that 15 more likes to 100 likes. 100 likes tonight.
Honestly, whenever it comes to qualifying, the entire field.
Yeah, that's right. It's Z-Max. Z-Max late models tonight after the qualifying tonight.
Obviously, not speeding, not
making
the
heat races tomorrow.
Pit stop. So get to pit road hard, have a good pit stop, and it should take care of itself.
It's going to be fun to watch as the sun shines on the crews when we go qualifying here. That's Christopher Bell, again, in the top 5 of single lap speed.
Right now, Christopher Bell going to look to put her on the pole here tonight. Of course, Christopher will join us on the NASCAR Racing Network Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time as we'll bring you coverage of the Window World 250.
Should be interesting to see how Fox does the Indy 500. It's going to be really hard for them to talk about not hearing what's his name call the Indy 500. But it should be interesting to see what happens on the Indy 500 on Fox. I hope they have a great broadcast. Of course, this is the last broadcast for Fox for NASCAR. Next week starts Amazon Prime. So that's another thing we got interesting to think about. Amazon Prime is the new, and I think now that it's on Amazon Prime, practice and qualifying is now on TNT during the weekends now. It'll be on TNT. So being a full schedule of Charlotte next weekend, I'm looking forward to it. ARCA, Trucks, Xfinity, Cup, Indy 500. And then they just go off FS1? What the heck? Okay. Let's see. What live? Let's see here. I got bowling on FS2. So what's going on here? Is it now on FS1? Truck race Saturday. Yeah, I'll be on FS1 tomorrow. Or now it's moved over to FS2. Okay, now we're on FS1. Cletus running Charlotte. So Matt's confirming it as well. Matt is confirming it as well.
Justin, 45 minutes. This racetrack widened out in a hurry. How much fun did you have behind the wheel?
Oh, it's definitely a lot of fun. Anytime you can drive.
So Reddick, Elliott, Christopher Bell. This should be a fun pit stop here. No more All-Star race, just like Kevin Harvick said. Let's get rid of it. Make this a point race. The people of North Wilkesboro deserve more.
You know, the biggest thing for us,
I mean, it's not really all that fun either. It's just like pit crew challenge. For the pit crews, it's exciting, right?
Making sure that the car drives good so when Kyle gets here, he's able to maneuver.
Thanks for the subs. We appreciate you.
Get through this pit stop and do
89 likes, trying to get to 100. I'm back, CeeLo. Go Denny Hamlin. Thank you, David.
For a racetrack, but
we'll see what he can do. Maybe he will actually finish a race this weekend without blowing up.
I think Kyle's going to have something to race on Sunday, you know, and now we just got to do our best job here in this qualifying lap, and I think we'll have a great shot at it.
What is the challenge of somebody that comes in, has to sit in the seat, kind of figure this out in a hurry, and then you don't get to finish the job, but leave it in the hands of Kyle? So as a full-time
they
Xfinity
changed
Series
this
driver, what's it like kind of playing this role? How
before they only did like lap averages.
It's different than what we come to.
But it says pit road
really,
practice. I don't know what that's all about.
These guys do this every week, and they're great at it. They're in the Cup Series for a reason.
See if I refresh this.
I think that, you know, I learned a lot right there. We were able to make good decisions, and at the end of the run there,
still
last,
practice.
Handful of 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we were able to run lap times as fast as the guys that we feel like that Kyle was going to be racing on Sunday night. So I think we did all the right things. It's just, getting acclimated, getting comfortable in his car, and working with these guys. At the end of the day, they're trying to learn me, and I'm trying to learn them, even though we've worked together in the past.
Nostalgia that NW is Northwest is only the reason I care about this race. Oh, North Wilkesboro, sorry. Nostalgia of North Wilkesboro is the only reason I care about this race. They need to take the pit crew challenge back to Rockingham. Thank you, Matt Bingham. Matt, thanks for subbing too as well. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for that. But Cletus is running Charlotte. All right, so we'll be doing that next week, next Friday. We'll have the Cletus show on our channel. Never done an ARCA race before, but I've missed out on a couple that were pretty good.
In the NASCAR Xfinity Series and a veteran who's running the Cup Series. Yeah, I get that this is a different car than what he used to race. But with somebody that type of experience to come in here and have the
load this
opportunity
qualifying,
to practice
man. Let's
car,
go.
That's big for that team.
Well, let's flash back 1 year ago. Kevin Harvick practiced the car for Kyle while he was in Indy, but Coca-Cola 6 weekend, Justin Allgaier is the one that had to start the car because of the weather woes that kept Kyle in Indianapolis and all that went along with that. When Kyle finally got to Charlotte in the middle of the 600, we just
so Joey Logano was fastest at the end there, as you can see.
The top 10. This is the reigning NASCAR Xfinity Series champion. The man's been around the corners a couple times. He knows what he's doing, and it was good to see him give that
Josh Berry
for Hendrick Motorsports last
Tyler
year.
Reddick really wasn't the fastest, more toward the end here.
Obviously, Cliff Daniels, the crew chief, and
this is new. This is something they had never had before.
Confidence in Justin Allgaier to get the job done. Getting set to go qualifying for the All-Star race, and we're going to have the pit crew challenge in the middle of all of that. We're going to do that shortly. First.
All right. Hello, everyone. Late to the party. Mr. Magoo, good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Ice Symphony went to the Wilkesboro race in the 90s. Good, hard racing. Never been to North Wilkesboro. Thought about going there last year, but so the open cars are Noah Gragson, Justin Haley, Ty Dillon, Cody Ware, AJ Allmendinger, Bubba Wallace. There's a whole bunch of them. There's 18 of them. And I guess this is going to be NASCAR Open qualifying. Bright Wolf, what's up? Good to see you. So this is going to be NASCAR All-Star Race Open qualifying. Open qualifying. So we'll see how this goes. First one is going to be the 66 And are we going to have qualifying on this or what? NASCAR.com. How you doing this? They don't care about the okay. There's qualifying. I see that. All right, so who is this? The 66. See what he can do here. CeeLo, may we see the? I'm trying. I am trying. I don't think they care about the NASCAR Open cars because they didn't show them on practice either. Here comes the 66 down for a pit stop. Chad Fincham. This whole weekend just needs to be dropped.
Driver on pit road is Chad Fincham.
Chad Fincham.
Of Steve Post.
And this is a NASCAR development pit crew team working on this car. They pit the Carl Long cars multiple times throughout the course of the season. They're around to the left side of this race car, and Chad Fincham grabs the gear, and away he goes. So this team, though, is young crew members that are aspiring to be with the larger teams, and this is their first crack at an all-star pit stop. Really, really cool. Bud Noel.
Well, until I get it going here, we'll just have that behind us here.
Phillips and
Chad Fincham
are the pit crew members that just crewed.
What's the point of it anyways? Just like it's more of like a crew. It's more for the pit crews than anything.
Under the belt for Chad Fincham as he makes his way back across the line. Chad Fincham
1.34 seconds, 0.025 for Chad Fincham. Next is going to be Cody Ware in that 15 car, as he is in the open. The 51 is, look at Larry Mack holding the Cody Ware sign on the pit road.
Leaderboard as now Cody Ware.
Cody Ware
on the racetrack. Back to pit road, and Chris.
Team Penske was busy during the 45-minute session. Ryan Blaney, how did you feel about your race car before you
There isn't any qualifying for the open cars.
I wasn't crazy satisfied with.
They don't care about the open cars apparently. There's only 18 of them. Where's in the 15? Right, not the 51. The 51 has Harrison Burton, and he is in the All-Star race.
Can we get there? This qualifying session showcases the pit crews.
96 likes. We're 4 away from 100.
It's tough, you know. It's
This is weird.
Kind of just get on to the straightaway finish.
Refresh this. Go to live leaderboard. And there's nothing.
One piece of it, and then you have
I don't know.
sets of lights through
weird.
The pit road. There's 3 sections of lights through.
They weren't tracking the open cars for qualifying, so they're not going to show them.
Then you leave. So really important. Obviously, a lot of time to be gained and lost getting on to pit road.
Cody Ware, 4 tires and some fuel.
So it's how close can you get?
Who can get out fastest and get around?
You gotta do a good job.
It's all about the pit crews on these here.
So it's a really cool deal.
So one lap around, they pit, and then Cody Ware here. And you also can't speed on pit road either, because it will mess you up as well. And that's what happened to Willie B last year.
Right now, pit stop just wrapping.
That's what happened to Willie B. So here comes Cody Ware. See if he can get a run here. I went to the Winston in 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. We went to the All-Star in 2017. Iced also, man. Cole says he went to North Wilkesboro the first year of the All-Star race. My darn boss just had to make my truck driving week one of the longest ever, and then it drove from Nashville to North Wilkesboro. Cole.
Chad Fincham still the fastest of the two.
So Chad Fincham still on the pole here with 134.025. And now here's SVG. SVG now.
Next up will be Shane Van Gisbergen for Trackhouse Racing, and Alex, to say this year has been a handful and has been a challenge is an understatement.
What's up, Butterfly? Good to see you. Appreciate you being here.
on the road
as
course.
we got SVG on the ramp, and there's nothing on the scoreboard right now. There's only 18 of these cars here, y'all.
The commitment of the race team, and he is learning every single week. He'll walk away with a race
And
from
then
the racetrack with a bit of
we
knowledge
will
of
bring
whatever to
you
take forward, but obviously he can get the
cup
job
practice,
done on
cup
tracks that turn
qualifying
left
right
and
after
right.
this. The
He's now
All-Star
focused on
Open,
getting the
All-Star
speed he needs
race
to be
qualifying
successful
right
on the
after
tracks
this.
that turn left.
And then we'll go to the
Makes his way
Braves
into
game
turn
right
one.
after that.
He'll head to pit road next time by. Ryan Mulder, John
Here comes
Patrick Keeley, Jeremy
SVG.
Kimbrough, Aslan Pugh, Evan Marshall. They are the over-the-wall crew members for Shane Van
SVG
Gisbergen
pit
as
stop
he
is
stands on the
huge.
brakes, brings his
Road
car to the
guys
pit
are
lane
good
as
at
Steve
some
Post
short
is there
tracks.
awaiting the pit
Here's
stop.
SVG.
Alex, you mentioned Jeremy Kimbrough. He is a former
SVG's
NFL
crew
football
ranks
player. He was an
25th
unrestricted free
overall.
agent with the Washington Commanders, linebacker
Hi,
in
Butterfly.
upstate. Here
Difference
he and
between
his crew go out to the right side of
open
Shane
car
Van Gisbergen's car.
and regular
Right side
car.
tires looking good on the right
Or like
side.
a track,
Top of the
like a
Applejack on the left
NASCAR
side.
Cup
His
car
fuel
compared to an
cans
open
engaged.
car.
Left side tires are done.
Jake says open has no charter and regular
Now,
has charter.
after these pit
What
stops,
we're
I know
talking
that
about
before,
is the
when the driver
NASCAR
commits to pit
All-Star Race
road,
Open. That's guys
unlike
that
in All-Star
did not
races
win a
past,
race
when they
last
basically
year
turned them loose and you
in
can come in hot into the pit
2024-25
box, you must
and
adhere to the 30
not a
miles an hour
NASCAR
pit road
champion
speed, inbound and outbound.
and also
Shane
former
Van
winners of this
Gisbergen has
race
just accomplished all that.
can qualify for the
He's bringing
NASCAR
his car
All-Star
off turn number
race.
4,
If not,
and
you're in the
he'll receive the
NASCAR Open.
checkered
So there's
flag.
Got the
18
WeatherTech
cars
colors on board
in
as he
this,
takes the
and it's
checkered
not
flag
showing
and
the
goes to
open
top
cars for some
of
reason.
the
I don't know why.
leaderboard. So Shane Van Gisbergen, the fastest of the three
NASCAR
drivers
1
that
had this
have taken
racetrack.
the
It was
time so
fun.
far.
You're
Chad
welcome,
Bencham
Juan.
is
Good to
second.
see you,
Cody
buddy.
Ware rounds out the top
Trying to see if I
three,
can find
with
it anywhere
Cole
else.
Custer up next out of the Haas Factory team. Shops is Cole Custer's black, red, and white Ford Mustang. Pops the clutch, pulls out onto the racetrack.
Here's
After
Cole
Cole
Custard.
qualifies, Riley
Get those
Hurst
ice
will be up,
creams.
followed by Noah Gregson,
Get
Ty
those ice
Dillon,
creams.
Eric Jones. Then you get to Justin Haley, followed by Ty Gibbs, AJ Allmendinger, Todd Gilliland.
Like
Sam
that, like I
Smith,
got free tickets to
Michael
the Winston
McDowell,
at
Carson
Charlotte back in the
Hocevar,
90s.
John Hunter Nemechek,
I always liked
Ryan
that
Preece,
Winston poster
and
they had
Bo
of all the
Wallace. They're
drivers standing there.
that will
I always
compete in
liked
the
trying to get a
Open.
copy of
They are
that.
qualifying
That was
first.
always
We'll
fun.
take a little breather, and then all of the all-star cars will qualify after that, utilizing this same exercise.
The 45-minute practice session that we
he
saw
have
earlier,
anything?
just kind of fun to see what line these drivers are going to take. So far,
41 should go to the
Cole
top of the
Custer has been
sheet.
on the
Should.
outside lane his
Should is the
entire
question
first lap,
there.
which is his first
Should.
lap of 3 under the clocks. Right now, he'll stand on the brakes, downshift that red Ford Mustang Dark Horse, and get it onto the pit lane.
Here he comes onto the pit lane right now. Steve Post, Chris Wilner waiting for him on the pit lane. Matter of fact, Posty in position right now, waiting for this Ford Mustang to screech to a halt.
Daniel Coffey is the front tire changer. The rear changer is Dalton Leonard.
There they go.
To the right side of the
See what he can do.
automobile.
SVG on the top of the board right now with a 128.684. Pit crew's going to win it, and don't speed. Exactly, Duke. Can't speed. That's what happened to Byron last year. He sped.
The body language for that pit crew will tell you everything. They know that
Old
they
Custard going around. I'm definitely going to be in the lead here. Joyce Cecilo, I have many of those Winston posters from the late 80s and early 90s that are for sale. That's awesome, Joyce.
So Cole Custer back up to speed, heads for turns
They're
3
awesome.
and 4
I
and the
always look
checkered
forward to
flag.
looking at those posters.
Off the corner, he is letting this car have it with the tail end hung out right now, coming to the checkered
And we don't
flag.
have a leaderboard right now because NASCAR.com's not showing the open cars. They don't care about them. For some reason, I don't know why.
Was a minute 28.6.
No 11 cat today, Seal. Yeah, I saw this one and I put it on. It's okay.
The Haas Factory team is second. You got Carl Long's team there in third, followed by Rick Ware Racing's Cody Ware. That is fourth of the 4 cars that have taken time so far.
Riley Herbst is on the racetrack right now. His matte black and lime green Monster
There we go.
Toyota will exit.
Riley
turn
Herbst
4.
in that
Green flag
35.
is in the
Rumor
air
is
for
Tim
Riley
Richmond
Herbst.
had his
20 career
Really?
starts for Riley
That's
Herbst
crazy.
in the NASCAR Cup
Ricky
Series.
says, congratulations,
26
BJ
years
McLeod,
of
getting a
age
race
from
in the
Las Vegas,
Craftsman Truck
Nevada.
Series coming up for
We
the
talk about
Spire
the
Truck.
learning curve for SVG.
Yep,
Well,
the Spire
even
Truck
though
7
Riley Herbst has had
next week
success in
at
the NASCAR
Charlotte for
Xfinity Series,
BJ
coming
McLeod.
to the NASCAR Cup Series this year has been a
There's Riley
handful
Herbst coming into
as
the pits
well.
now.
He'll get it, though. He's got that
Riley
talent, he's got the
Herbst.
ability, and he's been through quite the maturation process in the Xfinity
Keep
Series.
hitting that like for
to
us
set him
and
up for success
subscribing
here
to the
in
channel
NASCAR
too
Cup
as well.
Series.
Trying to get to 32,400 this weekend. Big weekend of racing and some baseball tonight. I'm seeing leaderboard on NASCAR Mobile. Yeah, unfortunately, that doesn't tie to the website most of the time.
Oh, pit crew did awesome. This is a cool format, cool track. Never been here before. And
SVG's first All-Star race. He wasn't in it last year, right?
Pretty good start.
What do you think about racing in the Open on Sunday? Got to race your way in. Does this car have the speed?
I think so. We're actually pretty decent on our long runs. And
yeah, it's weird that it does that.
You can move around and
wonder why.
Sort of manipulate the balance of your car. So who knows?
NASCAR.com usually has it.
First here at North Wilkesboro.
Shane Van Gisbergen, again, the fast of the four that have gone through the qualifying exercise so far. Riley Herbst just got done with his exercise on the pit lane. He'll take that Monster Energy Toyota Camry off the end of the back straightaway. He is hammered down coming out of turn 4.
Here he comes. Oh, slides the car just a bit off turn number 4, dirt track style.
I don't have any of the open cars in here.
Fastest for Riley Herbst. And I noticed, Mike, he ran the bottom of the racetrack on his qualifying hot laps out there of the 3. So Riley Herbst falls in line.
Who are you picking this week? I got Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell. I got Willie B as the pole. Willie B as the pole. So SVG still on the pole here with a 128.6.684. And you guys can watch the leaderboard right here.
Generation 7 race cars is pretty stout.
Right here, SVG continues to lead.
Are being put through their paces because those drivers have to really jump on the binders, woe down to accomplish that 30-mile-an-hour pit road speed.
It is a challenge. It really is, and that's part of being a NASCAR Cup Series driver. Now, Riley Herbst just qualified. We go from one 26-year-old from Las Vegas, Nevada, to another 26-year-old from Las Vegas, Nevada, and that is Noah Gragson as he makes his way into turns 3 and 4. He's going to run the middle of the racetrack over on the north end of the North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Noah Gragson has won the fan vote the last 2
they have like a little tracker too of where each car was on the track. And this determining the All-Star Open lineup? Yes, it is. And there's only 18 cars. We're at 6 right now.
Right now,
do the fans vote for a star in here? No. They vote. Yeah, they have the 10. I think it's 10 of the NASCAR Open cars. 1 car is going to get voted in. 2 are going to qualify in. 2 are going to race their way in. All the lineups, pit selection, Bronny. Isn't this determining the All-Star Open lineup? Correct. Let's see. Gregson. See what he can do here. He's nowhere close to SVG. Maybe some SVG ends up on the pole for the Open.
A smack on the tail light as it's pulling out of the pit box. They did that.
Gregson.
Noah Gragson comes back up to speed on the backstretch.
It stopped.
Here comes Noah Gragson off turn number 4. He'll see the checkered flag. A couple of
not enough
being
though.
handed out. Chad Fincham was caught speeding in 5 of the 6 sections on pit road.
Oh, Chad
Riley
Fincham
Herbst,
caught speeding
in one of them. Noah Gragson across the line. He will put in the second fastest overall time.
Second place
speed.
fan vote doesn't get in anymore. I'm late.
I'm sorry, 1 minute 29.
There's 2 they're going to qualify in or race their way in, and then there's 1 fan vote.
Once the car comes back,
only 1 fan vote this year.
Lug nuts and whatnot, and also they go through
1 fan vote. Christopher Bell for my winner. Rowdy is my dark horse. Carson Hocevar for the pole. Look at Terry.
Shane Van Gisbergen, no
I got
penalties, he still leads.
Willie B as my pole winner. Bubba Wallace, Ty Gibbs as my Open winners. And Hocevar as my fan vote. Joyce says, I got to go. Too many things going on a Fast Friday and also we have had weather nearby, so see you next time. All right, Joyce, thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here.
That includes the time going into the pit stall before and the pit stall after. So that 12-second time, we hear all the time that there are pit stops in the sub 10-second category, sub 9-second category. That is precision right there, and that is good work by Noah Gregson's pit crew.
Excellent job down there as Noah Gragson. And so much of it goes down to then driver. Yes, the pit crew was faster than Shane Van Gisbergen's, but Shane Van Gisbergen had a better car on the track at speed, so Van Gisbergen, therefore, has the fastest overall time right now, and Noah Gragson is second quick.
So right now on the
I think
leaderboard,
Noah
overall,
Three-Peats is the fan
Shane
vote
Van
winner.
Gisbergen leads, Noah
Good
Gregson is
evening.
second,
I'm
Riley
going
Herbst,
host of
Cole
our fan
Custer,
vote.
and Cody
Very
Ware
dark horse,
round out
probably
the top
some
five with,
Penske
as
or
what we described
Hendrick car
as the
for the
fastest pit
winner.
stop so far. Noah Gregson and company, 12.669
I think most of the Hendrick
seconds.
cars are
From
in.
North
I don't think
Wilkesboro
there's anyone
Speedway,
not
this
in.
is the Motor Racing Network.
I don't
the
think there's
voice of
anyone
NASCAR.
that's not in.
The success you've already
I don't think there is. I think they're all four are in the open or in the race. And then after this, y'all, we're gonna do Braves, Red Sox. We'll probably miss about a couple innings as the game starts in about an hour. So we'll be with this till the top of the hour at 6. And then the Cup Series will start with their qualifying. Don't sleep on them Yodas, Juan says. You're right. So right now we are without a we're without a leaderboard because they're not showing the open cars. Is anyone to get their daddy to punch a driver this weekend? Exactly, right? We're returning to the scene of the crime where Recchi and Kyle Busch fought last year. Remember that? That was crazy. Ty Dillon now on the track here. Ty Dillon, 33-year-old from North Carolina, doing Ty Dillon things. Who's better, Ty Dillon or Austin Dillon? And look at Ty Dillon. He's got it. He is fast.
The All-Star
He's
Open
fast.
is
He's a little
underway.
faster
We
than the
are 6
SVG going
cars
into
in.
the
Shane
pits.
Van Gisbergen leads, Noah Gregson, Riley Herbst, Cole
SVG
Custer,
still in the
Cody
lead
Ware,
here
and
with a
Chad Fincham. We have another car that's just
1.28684.
taken the green on the racetrack.
Graxon with a
That's Ty Dillon as he makes his
1.29595.
way up off of turn
596.
number 4. Ty Dillon in the Grizzly Chevrolet flashes by
Please
the start-finish
subscribe.
line. He'll head back over into turns 1 and 2.
33,000. We'll try to
Let's
get
hear
there.
from
Keep
one
on
of the
hitting that
drivers who
subscribe
just
at the
got out
top
of the
here
race car
for
with
us.
Chris Wilner.
And that's
As
Noah
here comes
Gregson
the
second on the board.
Ty
Noah,
Dillon
pit
crew
was
going to go
the
to work
fastest,
here.
beating the time of last year's winning time, but where was the time lost to not get to that top spot?
Austin Dillon is a better driver, Cole
through the
says.
center of the corner.
Terry says Ty Dillon.
Go back and look at what I could do better. I'm just super proud of the pit crew. They've been
Ty
doing a great
Dillon.
job all year. Just need to keep on working hard. Just
There they go with a
we'll get there.
14.038 pit stop.
Struggled all through practice.
Now let's see what he can do here as Ty Dillon going to come out and go around one lap. Ty has yet to win a
I know
cup
you've been the fan
race.
vote winner the last 2 years. How badly would you like to just race
As
your
he's
way in and
racing
show
for
the speed
Collie.
of this car?
You got to get cable.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Ricky Bobby's a good driver, Gio says.
You know, it's a lot of fun. It's a great
Ricky
event,
Bobby.
and, with Rule King on the car, Ford Performance, it's a ton of fun.
112 likes. Thanks, guys, for the likes.
Go out on stage with the pit crew.
Dangerous pit road to have the field on pit. Yeah, they have all those cars lined up.
Oh, hell
You would
yeah.
think they'd get them off of there, but
All right, that's Noah Gregson. Hoping his
Surprised
pit crew
someone's not
wins
gonna
it,
hit
but,
him.
Unfortunately, he's not at the top of the board.
all right, so Ty Dillon with a 1.31444. He puts in third place. And now Eric Jones, who was fast in practice, and that Dollar General Toyota with Mountain Dew on the hood.
Ty Dillon overall goes 4th now after qualifying. His pit crew did a 4th fastest pit stop down there as well. But 4th overall for Ty Dillon. That brings us now to the green and white Dollar Tree Toyota. And driver Eric Jones.
Eric Jones here.
Number 4.
See what he can do. Room. What's up, Richard? Good to see you.
On the outside lane through the corners of 1 and 2 down at the south end of the North.
Eric Jones a little faster than SVG on their first lap.
Finished 5th a couple of weeks ago at the Texas Motor Speedway. Looking to come to the short track right now and make an impact this weekend.
There's
Points not
Hunter
being
Nemechek.
paid again. This is a
Eric Jones, I mean.
weekend. It's all about the trophy, the check,
Toyota.
and the checkered flag. He'll bring that Dollar Tree car way wide out of 2 and just
Toyota was
slam on the
fast.
brakes to get that thing low down to 30 miles an
Brad's
hour.
car is sweet
He'll do
again.
the old tiptoe-a-roo through 3
Poor
and
Brad
4
last week
as we await
when he hit
Eric
the
Jones
blew
to
the tire.
emerge on the other side of the corner. He is hugging the inside lane there, right across the noses of the cars that are nosed out, awaiting their turn to go. And here he comes into his pit
Old
box.
Trickle's really good.
Kelly, the front tire changer.
Stroker Ace better than
Leslie is
Ricky
on the
Bobby.
rear tire and a problem on the rear tire. Josh Leslie not able to get that tire off. Jack Mankellen Mills goes back in. Tire carrier James Riddle.
Stroker Ace better than Ricky Bobby.
That problem on the right rear going to hold his team up. Left side work is done.
Speeding.
Aaron Jones is down and away, but they were looking for a little bit more on that pit stop.
Well, that's one of them that they're going to go back and look at the tape of the pit stop and say, okay, what was the hiccup there and what cost us? And they will not
bad
win
pit stop for Eric Jones.
$1,000 bonus for the pit crew with that slow stop. And right now, Eric Jones comes back up to speed, headed for turn 3.
E5. Did they let the teams get rid of the tapered spacer for all the All-Star races? I'm not sure. Oh, there's what happened. The right rear tire carrier fell down.
No, it was not.
And then he popped back up really quick. He looks like he slipped when he was coming around the back end of the car. And it looked like he hit his face on the tire. And then it was hard for him to get out. So that looks like that's what happened.
Teams have the opportunity to do on a given race day is to get their pit box ready to go. But when you have to use the
right, you should be able to pay for the channels you want to watch.
Some of the prep on pit boxes sometimes is as much as just shaking up a can of Coca-Cola and
here's Justin Haley.
And that basically gives them traction. So, yeah, these pit boxes are totally
Justin Haley.
It is something I've seen crew members jumping off the wall and kind of practicing pivoting around on these.
I may get that Brad diecast if they have it. Yeah, if you're an LSU fan, for sure. Great. And Justin Haley now fast. Now the question is, they're fast, in this first lap, but then when they come into pit road, let's see what happens.
At the Kansas Speedway, got turned around in an incident on the racetrack, was facing the wrong way, and Alex, he was
Justin
halfway down
Haley.
the backstretch at Kansas, backed the car all the way.
If we get to 33,000, CeeLo will have a pie smashed in his face.
Perfectly in his pit stall. Todd Gordon was very
smashed in his
How
face.
could you not be? Some people just have a hard time parking straight into a parking space. Here he comes right now.
Seven has the great pit crew, but they keep stealing his guys. Justin Haley, a 14.085 pit stop. I miss our Raw feed. I looked back at last year's stream.
Justin Haley will get
Raw feed tips is $5 super chat. Does anyone know how to make a pig in a blanket? Any tips, tricks, additions? Don't know how. Why Jay can't just put it in a bun with mustard and a pickle. Hot dogs. Thank you, Tiff, for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. Gotta get you a croissant and put some hot dogs in there. So Haley, third fastest, 1.30495, and now here is the legend in training, Ty Gibbs. If Bubba wins the fan vote, you know it's rigged, Zach said. Ty Gibbs, legend in training.
$100,000 at the end of the competition.
Currently, that best pit crew is Noah Gregson's team.
Ty
down
Gibbs.
there. They ripped off a 12.
Where's Eric Church?
669 pit stop. What a stop that they were able to put up there. Now overall, again, it's
nobody wants to watch channels like Tie
Noah
My
Gregson
Shoes
second
TV.
Riley Herbst third. Then you've got Justin Haley fourth. Ty
Crescent
Dillon is
roll
fifth.
it,
Cole
brother.
Custer sixth.
Terry
Eric
says.
Jones is seventh.
Crescent
Cody
roll it.
Ware is eighth, and Chad Fincham is ninth.
On the racetrack right now, flying the Sirius XM colors, the white and blue Toyota Camry of Ty Gibbs, his pit team or his pit crew. Two-time champions of the Pit Crew Challenge. Let's see if they can perhaps maybe make it a third tonight. He has just completed his first lap.
Al says, canned biscuits, pack of hot dogs, cut the hot dogs in half, flatten out the biscuit, roll them up in the oven 15 to 20 minutes, and you got pigs in a blanket. You can dip them in ketchup or mustard. There, that Donald with a hook. All right, here's Ty Gibbs. Let's see what he can do. The clock is on. Ty Gibbs, down to the left side, back over to the right, back on the right side, down to the left. Four tires and gone. Fastest 13.741 for Ty Gibbs in that Sirius XM 54 Toyota Camry.
And they are down and away. Ty Gibbs gets his pit service done.
If we get 33,000 in CeeLo, you should be sponsored by the Cheesecake Factory and a cheesecake, the face of the CeeLo. Oh, right, because they have 33 flavors.
In the middle of turn 1.
Isn't that Baskin Robbins?
Now he pulls up onto the racetrack, and now
Front tire guy.
Payoff and see what
happens here.
He will bring his Toyota back around to the checkered flag.
Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs right in the middle of the racetrack, dives the car to the bottom off turn 4. Checkered flag is in the air for Ty Gibbs.
It's the Christopher Bell team that is the 2-time champions, not the Ty Gibbs team.
This is the
Donald with the step-by-step process for the pigs in a blanket. Way to go, Donald. So Ty Gibbs wasn't that fast either. 1.30917, even though he had the fastest pit stop that I saw.
741 seconds for their stop.
Ty Gibbs 5th overall of the 10 that have gone so far. And again, Shane Van Gisbergen, Noah Gregson, Riley Herbst.
That's not my latest vlog. CeeLo's got that wrong. Jeez.
Ty Dillon is 6th. Cole Custer is 7th, with Eric Jones 8th, Cody Ware 9th, and Chad Fincham in 10th.
We only had one caution
Try this
flag
again.
in the 45-minute practice session. That was for A.J. Allmendinger, whose car came to a stall at the end of pit lane. They had to push the car back to the pit box. Well,
should I do 20 sub celebration chat? Sure. Always fun to do something.
He completes lap number 1, dives it into turns 1 and 2. He'll go to the outside lane as he gets set to bring the car to pit road.
That's not what I thought it was, CeeLo.
He's coming in hot as well. He'll woe it down, and his racing team ready to pit his car, and we'll see what time of pit time that they can turn in. Again, the fastest stop so far has been with Noah Gregson. 12.669 seconds. Deep post. Here comes AJ.
12.669 fastest, but still not the fastest. SVG on the lead there.
Problem on the right rear of that one. They've got to go back. Jackman, Marshall McFadden has to run back around the race car. Brandon Foley, Michael Dusky, part of the crew. Not going to be what
fix that one.
Marshall McFadden, the Jackman here from Lamar,
fix
South Carolina, had some time in the NFL.
What's up, Sarah D? Actually have a night off. Gonna see a friend band play. Awesome. Have a good time, Sarah D. Thanks for the subs, y'all. Appreciate it. None of the standings for this open qualifying is not available. It wasn't available during practice either. So
a hiccup down there. That'll add to the overall time as well and hurt them.
Dinger slow. 1.40942 for the Dinger.
Frustration of late for AJ Allmendinger and his race team. Here he comes across the line. And this is not going to help it. 10th of the 11 that have taken time so far.
10th.
A minute 40.9.
There's Todd Gillen. 12 starts. 2 top 10s. Best starts 5th, but hey, Front Row Motorsports, that's all they know how to do is Front Row Motorsports. Here on the go at CeeLo.
2 top 10 starts already this season. His best start this year has been 5th. So Todd Gilliland, as he's pulled onto the racetrack, will take the green flag when he gets back around to the front side.
Still to come with the open
Jay is happy my true crime watching is now under my name. There you go. Oh, look at that. Tiff now has her name back. James is no longer. Welcome, Tiffany. Everybody knows it's Tiffany now. We never know. Is it Tiff? Is it James talking? Who is it going to be? But it's now Tiff. All right, Ty Gillen's not as fast on the track like SVG, though. Gonna have to make up a lot of time here.
Dives for the bottom of the back straightaway to the entrance to pit road, which is the entering turn number 3.
Bubba Wallace has so many sponsors that love him. That's why he has a seat in NASCAR. You don't have to be the best driver. Just have sponsors with deep pockets. Sometimes. Here we go. Todd Father Gillen. 12 seconds, 13 seconds, 14. Oh, bad pit stop. Oh, what happened? Oh, the lug nut fell off. Yeah, 26 seconds pit stop, so he's going to be last. What's up, like, dislike? Good to see you as well. Duke says, I don't know, ask a wall riding legal for the All-Star race. I currently have 19 subs, constantly checking YouTube Studio to see if I got that 20th.
As Todd Gilliland exits the pit lane,
So,
goes
look
back
like
up to speed and works his way
The
up
cover
the back
came off or
straightaway.
something.
Same
They had to
type of
tighten
rules
it back
apply.
up.
It is the yellow painted line at the entrance to pit road, the yellow painted line at the exit of pit lane, yellow line to yellow line, as they say in the drivers'
Patty,
meeting for pit road
what's
speed.
going on?
And Todd
NASCAR
Gilliland
info
will come
and
across the
news.
line. He will
Appreciate you
be
being here.
11th of the 12 drivers that have
You
taken
packed to
time. Shane
find
Van
time to
Gisbergen
leave
is still
me,
the
loose
fastest
lug nut.
from North Wilkesboro Speedway. This is the Motor Racing Network.
All right, so we are a couple more halfway through our NASCAR All-Star Race Open qualifying, and then we'll come back with the NASCAR boys, and we'll see how that goes. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you. Thanks for hanging with us. And sorry there's no leaderboard for the NASCAR Cup Series. Let's see if I can find some type of NASCAR qualifying raw feed. See if I can do that. See if there's anything there. Qualifying. NASCAR qualifying. Live NASCAR qualifying. Live NASCAR qualifying. NASCAR. I don't see anything live. See if this has it.
And the fastest is Shane
So
Van
SVG,
Gisbergen. The fastest
make my
pit
own.
crew so far is that of Noah Gregson. 12.669
Be hard to move it back and forth.
For that Noah Gregson pit crew down there.
See
and trying
here.
to win $100,000. And Steve Post, when the spotlight is shining directly on these crews,
Anything here I can
they
use?
can tend to get a half second ahead of themselves and create some problems.
They certainly do. Sometimes that is for sure. And I think we see that, Alex. It's nervous energy down here. What we've got is the two pit boxes. There's two pit boxes in between the two that they're using for competition. In the one pit box, the ones that are lined up on deck are behind the pit box as well. And then the ones that are up
Finished third yesterday, Lightning says.
Come out onto the racetrack. And they are wandering
Is
around.
showing. FS1 is showing. Yes, FS1 is showing. Man, who can bear SVG's pit crew came to show? Exactly. Came to show. Got him out. But he wasn't the fastest pit crew, though. Noah Gregson was. It is live on FS1, yes.
So a lot of nerves on the line down here, and really, really tricky to the balance of that, the delicate balance between the nerves and performance.
Appreciate you hanging out. We're at North Wilkesboro Speedway here, and we're in the open qualifying. We have 12 cars qualified of the 18. And so far, Noah Gregson's crew is the fastest with a 12.669. Next is SVG, but he made up for it. There's a difference of, what, a hundredth of a second? Or a thousandth of a second? Zane Smith now, 12 starts, 1 pole, was Talladega this year. 3 top 10 starts this season for Zane Smith.
And you can have 31
400-second tack on my pit stop now. I'm in the back of the field. You picked a fine time to leave me, loose wheel nut. Keelan Harvick is awesome last night. Go check his post-race interview on Flow Racing. He reminds me so much of his dad. That's cool. Well, his dad probably taught him a lot. And look at Todd Gillen. He's a little Zane Smith. It was Todd Gillen last year. Zane Smith a little faster than SVG here. The question is he going to stop him in the pits here? That's going to be the question.
Zane Smith takes his Ford Mustang off the end of the front straightaway. He's navigating turns
there is
1 and
Zane
2, driving
Smith.
it deep into the back straightaway.
Zane Smith
slowing
now.
the car down, pulling it to pit entry. And again, that 30-mile-an-hour pit speed is being observed right now. And he is taking
Keelan finished third in the late model race behind Sutton and Honeycutt. Isn't that crazy? Good luck tonight, Braves, on my Red Sox. We'll see, Jared.
Right to the attention of Steve Post.
That's okay. That's why I said in progress. It's all right. We'll transfer everybody over and we'll go to the race. So Zane Smith, let's see what he can do. Way behind SVG.
Will have the 5th. Or make that
dang, now I'm hungry.
Stop down there.
Kid looks exactly like his dad, Lightning says, yeah.
for Zane Smith.
So here's Zane Smith now.
He's back
and
up
he's
to speed
third
on the
over
backstretch. The red and
fastest.
white
Third
painted safer barrier
fastest.
to driver
A
right. Flashes by as Zane Smith comes to the checkered flag.
Wide
1.30477.
exit out of turn number 4.
Third.
But it goes screaming under the checkered flag. Third overall behind Shane Van Gisbergen and Noah Gregson. The total time of that whole exercise.
All right, here's Michael McDowell now. Michael McDowell, 12 starts, 1 pole, 4 starts, 4 top 10 starts.
As we work our way to the
His first pole was this year was at Las Vegas.
Next up will be
And
Michael McDowell, who
McDowell.
has aced qualifying on
Spire
several occasions,
Motorsports.
and now flying the Delaware Light colors this weekend for Spire Motorsports.
121 likes, trying to get to 200, or at least 150, because we have over 150 in here.
His first career Cup Series pole until last year.
Michael
He's made
McDowell.
513 total starts. His first career pole came at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in February of last year. Back downstairs, Chris Wilner.
Todd Gilliland just watched his teammate go P3. Todd, I know you sped on pit road. Just how difficult was that qualifying session?
Yeah, we were just trying to figure out where I even sped. I didn't even think I was close, but yeah, didn't have a great pit stop. Left without the left rear on, and just kind of a mess all around. So yeah, not
SVG still in the lead here. No one can deal with SVG. I think he just came out of the pits a lot faster than any of these guys.
It's going to be a definitely feat to pass all these guys, but
McDowell still behind SVG going to the pits there. I don't think it's going to happen, y'all. I just don't think it. Still hard to believe that before 2024, McDowell had no poles, and in 2024 almost swept all the poles at the super speedways. He was for sure front row motorsports. And here's McDowell.
Michael McDowell brings that car into the attention of the
Pit crew ranked 32nd. Here we go. Right side tires going on. Michael McDowell's car. Left side.
The Jackman and Brandon Chapman is the fueler. Here is Michael McDowell. Stops the car right on the sign. Crew around to the right side.
12.587. 12.587.
Pump and a half of the jack. Fuel can is engaged. Left side tires on. Left side tires on. Michael McDowell.
12.587 for Michael McDowell on the pit stop. But he's still going to be way behind SVG.
Check and make sure there's no penalties. Michael McDowell's pit crew has just put in the fastest time on pit lane.
Michael McDowell, fastest pit, but he's still not going to be faster than SVG.
Fastest pit stop so far, and that's from Michael McDowell's team.
So good.
We need a top 4 seed so we don't have to play in the tournament till Thursday.
We'll see what happens. He comes
How many wins,
line,
though? Larson's got 6 wins, Lightning says.
Behind Van Gisbergen and Gregson.
Isn't that crazy? He might. Not sure yet. We got a couple more drivers.
A quick recap down
got
there.
Bubba still.
Been the fastest pit stop.
And again, Alex, and you've been on pit road. You spent a lot of time.
Fastest pit stop for Michael McDowell's team, but he is third with a 1.29, 1 minute 29 seconds, .610 for Michael McDowell. Now here's Carson Hocevar.
They didn't need the clocks to let them know they had a good qualifier, a good pit stop here. They knew it from the way it felt, and that's what's
see what he can do.
These athletes that pit these cars is how tight it is and how much they can sense.
And tomorrow we'll have
really
the truck race and the NASCAR heats.
Carson as well with Spire Motorsports. He is coming across the line to begin his second lap of qualifying. A bright orange and red paint scheme for Carson this weekend as he exits turn 2. Gainbridge on the quarter panels. And again, he too will come to the entrance of pit road. And again, the fastest pit stop to beat, 12.587 seconds. No penalties.
Carsovar here. See what he can do.
The definite score to beat right ahead of Noah
And the
Gregson.
Indy 25 on the hood. That's interesting for him to have the Indy 25 on the hood. A 13.059. 13.059.
Zico Poussat with the gas man a little slow, I believe, on the left rear of that one as Carson Hocevar is down and away.
So Carson Hocevar at pit road speed, making his way out of here. Third fastest pit stop at 13.059 seconds.
Where is that at?
Right now, as he will come off the pit lane and come all the way back around to get the checkered flag, as we hear from Michael McDowell.
Yeah, his teammate Michael McDowell, pit crew, the fastest so far, 12.587 seconds. Michael, as a driver, can you tell when the pit crew nails it like they did?
Yeah, they had a really good stop. Unfortunately, our balance wasn't very good, and Yeah, so happy for the crew guys. Bummed that we didn't do a better job there on the racetrack. But yeah, we'll have somewhere to start here with Delaware Life Chevy. You really want clean air and track position there, so hopefully that'll put us somewhere near the front.
Pit crew is good. Michael McDowell sitting here in the top 5.
Michael McDowell is going to patiently wait and see how this falls in line. See if his pit crew can pocket $100,000 overall. Michael McDowell is 4th best. Shane Van Gisbergen still sits atop the leaderboard. Carson Hocevar has now gone to the 2nd spot. Noah Gregson is 3rd. Michael McDowell 4th, and Zane Smith is 5th.
3 cars to go in open qualifying, and one of them is on the racetrack right now. Still to come are Ryan Preece and Bubba Wallace, but all eyes are on John Hunter Nemechek.
Ryan Preece and Bubba Wallace.
Practice early on. He's got speed in that race car right now. He'll send that black, white, and orange machine off the end of the front straightaway. He too will dial up the pit lane. Let's see what the Legacy Motor Club crew for John Hunter Nemechek can do on his pit stop. Alex,
as he makes his way on the pit lane, 30 miles per hour, has the car in turn 3 on the pit road. Steve Post is awaiting as here comes John Hunter Nemechek.
Ernest Holden is the tire carrier. He's ready with both of those Goodyear Racing Eagles. Scott Brzezowski is the front tire changer. Chris
Eric
Schumann,
Jones.
the rear tire changer.
No, this is John Hunter Nemechek. I'm sorry. John Hunter Nemechek. 14.166. How many cars left? Because Bubba probably is the best shot at beating SVG's time. We got 13 cars complete. We got 18 cars. And there's a $5 shout out from Tiffany. $5 for Miss Spain. She's out shopping while CeeLo streams. John Hunter Nemechek. That was a slow pit stop. It was. Thank you, Tiff, for the 5. Appreciate you.
Spire Motorsports sitting 2nd right now with Carson Hocevar. Carson 2nd on the board. I know you want to badly be in the All-Star race. Was that a good enough lap to put it on the front row, give yourself a shot?
I mean, I don't know if it's going to be front row, but I think it'll be first 2, which is important. Yeah, really happy with how the stop was and our lap time.
So weird that the NASCAR mobile app is working, but not the NASCAR app.
We kind of
It's so stupid.
On my end, I thought it was going to be faster to cut, and I don't know if it was or not. But still, I think just running the ball, basically, it worked out pretty well there. And, yeah, I think clean, like if I cleaned it all up and did a little bit better job, I think it's all on pit road, but overall, really happy.
It's Carson Hocevar happy with his performance. Boys, guys, a lot goes into these pit stops, not just with the pit crews, but the execution of the driver.
It's about track position and how you qualify here overall, get you your starting spot for the Open. Now, we heard Carson Hocevar mention, I need to do a better job with my lights. And those are the lights on the dashboard that these crews run to know their pit road speed. There is no speedometer on a NASCAR.
Anybody else see the lineup other than on the NASCAR app? Because I can't find it on the website whatsoever. How many open cars get in? 2.
Yellow lights mean that you're close.
2 will
but you can always be a little bit
get in after the race is done on Sunday.
Depending on the race team, they can have 2 to 3 yellow lights.
How many motor?
That means you're above where you need to be.
How many motor are there allowed and tires? Not sure about tires either. It's just a 100-lap race for the Open and a 250-lap race for the All-Star race.
Now he's back up to 30 miles per hour.
I'm not sure about tires though, but SVG continues to lead this, y'all. 1.28.6, 1 minute 28 seconds. 0.684 for SVG. And Hocevar is the closest that came to him by 200ths of a second. Carson Hocevar was a 1 minute 28 second 0.884. Yeah, 2 get through, and now here's Bubba Wallace, the last car. The last car here in the Open.
Effort, including that pit stop, which was
Bubba Wallace. Let's see what he can do here. Keep hitting that like, keep hitting that subscribe, y'all.
Is Michael McDowell's team 12.5.
Hopefully we'll get some qualifying stats for the next round of qualifying.
3-lap together. Is Shane
but it's not on the NASCAR website though. It's not tracking the qualifying for some reason.
Logitech colors this weekend. It is a blue and black entry as he brings that Toyota Camry through turns 3 and 4 to take the green flag. Bubba Wallace's team has been the fastest team in the Cup
Wallace will beat SVG. We'll see, as he is faster than him on the track for early lap.
All races, all season
but
long,
SVG has him going into that
yes, Bubba
third,
Wallace's
fourth
pit
turn,
crew
but then into the
is the
pits
#1
is where
ranking pit
SVG
crew.
has
They're
been
also
leading.
the
And right now, Bubba
#1
Wallace
ranking pit
is the
crew when it
lead.
comes to a
He's got a
four-tire
good
change.
little lead
So we'll see
here.
what Bubba Wallace and his crew can do.
See
He'll
what
exit
Bubba
turn
Wallace
2
can
right
do.
now and stand on the brake pedal and get the car down to 30
SVG.
miles an hour.
Austin Dickey is the front tire
Bubba
changer.
Wallace
The rear
pit
tire
crew
changer
is
Adam
first
Hartman.
overall
Joe Crossett
ranking.
is the tire carrier.
Here we go.
Nathan
Bubba.
Lippman's the jackman. Joshua
Right
Peck
side.
is the fueler. Here comes Bubba Wallace rounding turn number 4. He is
Left side with 4 tires and gas. 4 fresh feel goods, as Cole Trickle says. And a horrible pit stop, though. 15.580. 15.580. Bad pit stop. And, yo, SVG's got this. SVG's got this.
His service is drawn to conclusion.
Wow, bad pit stop by Bubba Wallace's crew. And that's awesome. Sports Talk, what's going on? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you being here. Sports Talk.
Choreography that you
SVG is going to win the pole for the Open. Unbelievable.
Hustling around with the
SVG.
to his belt. The Jackman running around from the right to the left side of the race car, hustling around to that as well. And they ran.
Where did Bubba end up?
On the transition
he ended up, let's see.
From the right front to the left front, and that
so what happened right here on this? Yeah, the air hose got stuck on the right front fender. They couldn't do anything.
What turned into
SVG.
one of the better pit stops turned into a bit of a comedy of errors for that team.
Yeah, that was
congratulations, SVG with the pole.
Interesting that they
if he stays out front, it's going to be interesting.
And then we mentioned a few moments
ago, see what happens.
The yips kicking in. Just
SVG Lizard King, what's going on, man? Good to see you.
Open qualifying.
All right, so open qualifying's done. Now it's the NASCAR Cup Series All-Star Race qualifying. Thanks for hanging with us. 9, 11, and 23 all look similar. They do with their colors. Chase is a little more quiet, though. All right. Hope everybody's doing well today. Happy TGIF. Tomorrow, the schedule is truck race and then the NASCAR heats. And then Sunday, the Open and the All-Star race. And then next weekend is going to be huge. We're going to have the ARCA race on Friday, the truck race on Friday. Saturday will be Cup practice and qualifying, Xfinity Cup practice and qualifying, the Xfinity Series race, and then on Sunday, the Indy 500 and the Coke 600. So that's going to be our run for next weekend. So looking forward to it. We haven't heard about SVG in a long time. This might be his weekend. We'll see, JoJo. We will see, JoJo. But SVG on the pole. You have your birthday party. No worries. SVG seems to perform on the short tracks, Lizard says. Well, he didn't have the fastest pit crew time, but he did have the fastest, maybe him just shifting gears. Maybe that he had the best shifting gears to get out there and get around. So Bronny says, can SVG have the speed to qualify his way through the Open? We'll see.
Challenge will continue.
First of all, we're going to win the Open. You forgot the GP of Monaco next time. Yeah, I'm not getting up that early. Yeah, that's right, JB. There is the GP Grand Prix of Monaco. CeeLo won't be getting up that early. So tomorrow morning is a truck race, truck practice and all that. We won't be doing that, but we will have you the truck race on Saturday afternoon. Last time Monaco in the morning next week.
And there was another speeding penalty. Bubba Wallace was busted for speeding on
Oh,
entry
not only
to
did
pit road, so
Bubba's
they'll
pit
have
crew
a
be
time
horrible,
penalty
he was
tacked on
busted for
Bubba,
speeding
so
on pit
that is the
road.
reason why Bubba dropped
So
all the way down
Bubba,
to
so
14th
SVG,
of the
Carson
18
Hocevar,
drivers.
Gragson,
The long pit stops and
McDowell,
now the
Ryan
speeding penalty as
Priest.
well.
So as we
That
transition
was
into
your
All-Star qualifying,
your
there'll be drivers
SVG.
that will start in the All-Star race that will engage 20 drivers are set to qualify there. We'll let you know who those
SVG.
20 are in a moment. From North Wilkesboro Speedway, this is the
125 likes. Thanks so much, guys. I didn't expect a big stream tonight. We didn't really do that good last year either, but a little something different to talk about and watch or listen, and ones you're watching talk about in the chat. But SVG on the pole for the so now we have 18 drivers that will be doing the All-Star race qualifying, and then that'll be it. And then we'll move to the Brave stream. So FYI, the Grand Prix doesn't start till 9 a.m. That isn't too early. JB, you got a point there. This is all going down to pit stops and tires. You're right, Leanne. It's all about pit stops and tires. Memorial Day is going to be wild. It is. Oh, man, oh, man.
Three-lap run. Shane, you talked to our Chris Wellner about how neat it was. How neat is it now that knows you're going to start at the front of that open race tomorrow or Sunday afternoon?
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I'm pretty nervous now. Thanks. Wow, that was really fun. Qualifying session, never done anything like that before, and I executed it pretty decent, and then my guys.
It's his first time doing it. Don't be hating I'm a vampire, Terry says. If this weren't a points paying race, this would have been SVG's first sort of pole, if you could even call it a pole. Hey, the pit crew did everything that they did to get it there.
He is going to lead us to green here with the All-Star Open
NASCAR
race.
Diversity Program does a great job for the open race pole. Can we clap for the
laps,
Steve?
all green flag laps count. You'll
That's
get an
funny.
All-Star caution around lap 50.
I mean, this crew, you know,
if needed,
I think it came down to shifting, and you know, he's good at that because, you know, he's pretty good at road courses, and that's what you do on road courses is shifting. So to get out there pretty quick, you know, that's what really got him out there. He led most of the cars that were there. He was ahead of them on the pit stop, the first lap around, and the second lap around he was ahead. So it's all about shifting gears and getting out on the so maybe he just did it pretty quick. Hocevar was pretty close to him though. So like Hocevar, all right, so now it should work. Now we got qualifying. NASCAR.com, your raw feed is horrible. Y'all need to do something about it. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. CeeLo going to be at Nashville Super Speedway Sunday Cup race. Yeah, you'll have a specific place you'll be. Yeah, I will. I'll let you know. Just contact me on social media too. It'll probably be at night when I get out there though. All right, come on now. NASCAR, you're all right. Let's see if this works now. See if this actually works. NASCAR.com. This is ridiculous. Bum, 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 bum. It's amazing anyone has a signal at North Wilkesboro. Is it pretty bad there? The signal is pretty bad. Same thing at so the first qualifier is going to be Harrison Burton, Justin Allgaier in the 5, Keselowski in the 6, Brad Keselowski, Daniel Suarez in the 4th. Chris Buescher 5th. Austin Dillon 6th. 7th is going to be Kyle Busch. 8th is Josh Berry. 9th is Ricky Stenhouse. 10th is Austin Cindric. 11th is Chase Briscoe. Ross Chastain is 12th. Logano 13th. 14th is Alex Bowman. 15th is Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, and Willie B. So 20 cars make the field. So I can't believe it. It's on the app. It's working on the app. Do you remember this happening last year? They had internet issues last year. Do you remember that? We had some bad internet issues last year at North Wilkesboro, and I think we had issues with the raw feed last year too on NASCAR.com. Right now, this is what you get. So hopefully it'll start here. Keep hitting that like for us, subscribing to the channel, y'all. Hammer down, David Farmer, appreciate you. We're 3 away from 32,370. 32,370. All-star cards about to be coming out. They are, yes. And then we'll move over to the Braves stream. Move over to the Braves stream and go from there. We'll transfer on over after this one's over. First pitch is in 15 minutes for the Braves game. They're over at maybe why it's not on Amazon. Maybe, yeah. That's why the signal is horrible. The legend lives on, North Wilkesboro. This will determine the heat lineups. Yes, this will determine the heat lineups. But right now, McDowell has the fastest pit crew with a 12.587. I don't know if they compare these guys. They're talking on the FS1 about the Willie B crew. Now, last year, Willie B sped on pit road, and that blew it for him. Christopher Bell's crew won last year. Sales starting today. All right.
That gate is
Let's see if
still
this works.
open, but tick tock, tick tock. If you've not made the commitment, start heading that way. Your time may about to expire as far as egress is concerned.
Yeah, if you're wanting to get out of here and get
NASCAR.com,
on the road,
nothing.
Here, Steve,
On
Post,
they're
what
all
you gotta
posted
do
right here.
is get across the track before
All
they close
posted
the
right
gate.
here, but not on NASCAR.com. Don't make a bit of sense.
was standing down here, and when
Blaney.
he knew he won the pole, he looks at me and says, "I need to get out of the racetrack." So he said, "Walk with me." So we were walking around the infield, and he said, "How long are you
So
going to
Michael
be?"
McDowell's crew is the fastest right now.
As long as we make it to the middle of the racetrack, we can stop there.
Dylan Dodd is up for Elder this weekend. What's wrong with Elder? I saw they pushed him back down, but what's up with Elder?
Shane is probably already off Speedway property at this time as he's making his way back to his home area. But yeah, it is part of the charm.
Is it on TV, Crazy Duck? Yes, it's on FS1.
As well here at North Wilkesboro to know when we can get in and out of this
FS1.
Shane Van Gisbergen is a tall, thin man that has a very expeditious gait, as it were. Posty was hanging with him stride for stride. My friend, he was there banging quarter panels with him.
Picking them up and putting them down as tall and a big leg span as they have to every one step. That would be 3 of mine. So it would have been a challenge for me, so I'm glad Postman was down there. Right now, Steve Post, I see the HendrickCars.com pit crew huddled around, their white and blue fire suits on, the helmets on, and they're just going through their final routine before we set to go qualifying.
Just getting ready to do a qualifying run down here. A little nervous.
Who's batting 7th? The Braves. Slick Nick.
Are ready to go down here. Justin Allgaier, of course, doing the driving chores.
Is it hot down there where they're playing? In North Wilkesboro? Or in Boston? They're in Boston.
Down here. Cliff, the nerves, the energy, the excitement for not only Justin Allgaier and your race car, but for these crew members. What's this like as a crew chief to watch this event?
Man, this is so much fun. First off, thank you to all the fans for coming out today. It's cool to see you know, everybody come out and support this event, and certainly excited for the team. Super excited for our pit crew. They've been pumped
try
this
something
whole
else
time.
here.
It's tough when you're going so early. You have all this anticipation after seeing what everybody else did. So, you know, we'll see how the nerves are going, but a lot of confidence in these guys. And you know, it's been fun to work with Justin today. We certainly appreciate him filling in for Kyle, and you know, we're excited to have Kyle back on Sunday. But
this right here,
it's time to go.
Time to go, that's for sure. Justin Allgaier will be the driver. The pit crew is ready. They're doing a little stretching down here, and won't be long. We'll cut Justin Allgaier loose. That's Cliff Daniels, crew chief on this
not on here either.
Number 5 car that's normally driven by Kyle Larson.
Of course, they will be the second team out. First out will be Harrison.
Oh wait, Massachusetts up north. Yeah, while they're playing in Boston at Fenway, which is the place I want to go to. It's one of the tracks I would like to go to.
Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, Josh Berry, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Austin Cindric, and then Chase Briscoe will go.
Then Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, and William Byron will be the final one to go.
Of course, this is our first of 5 broadcasts here from North Wilkesboro this weekend. When we get things buttoned up, we are back tomorrow for doubleheader coverage. The NASCAR Racing Network will have coverage of the Window World 250.
Looking out of here, still nothing. You got anything, Bronny?
p.m. Eastern, followed by
nothing.
All-Star Heat races. All of these teams will be in heat racing tomorrow at 5 Eastern. And then Sunday, we'll have the Wheel of Modified Tour for you at 2, followed by the All-Star Open and the All-Star Race, 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. NASCAR Live Race Day on the air as we get ready for this year's rendition of NASCAR's All-Star Classic.
A moment ago when you gave the All-Star
All right, here we go. Thumbs down from Bronny, too. I want to go see a race at Fenway, too. I know what you mean. Did I say race?
So what are the eligibility requirements?
Harrison Burton.
How are we determining who
Jeff, your little boy just won Daytona.
Of races either
this is crazy. NASCAR.com. Come on, man.
Won at Daytona last year in the summer race. Past All-Star winners
Nothing.
who are full-time competitors right now are also
Nothing.
All-Stars. Past
Ridiculous.
Cup Series champions who race full-time, that might
I can't
not
see
meet
it
the
either.
criteria. That will get them in. An All-Star Open winner, the All-Star Open runner-up, and the fan vote winner, that will make up the All-Star field for tomorrow night.
Here's Harrison Burton. He
Harrison
has
Burton.
already, Sunday afternoon, we'll be back.
I said track,
Harrison
okay.
Burton, already on the green flag.
Harrison
He begins
Burton, not
lap number
Burton.
2, and the pit crew poised in position and ready to pounce there on the pit lane as Harrison woes his Rick Ware Racing Ford Mustang to 30 miles an hour and begins his trek down the pit lane.
Burton brings that car through turns 3 and 4. Coleman Dollarhide is the front tire changer. Stephen Griffin is the rear tire changer. Kyle Kudla is the carrier. Here is Harrison Burton.
I still can't believe you all doubted Diffie last year in his first race. Yeah, I mean, it was hard to get used to him. And a slow pit stop for Harrison Burton. Cody Rick Ware Racing, 17-second pit stop. Ugh. Yuck. Yuck.
Front half of that Ford is black. The back half of it is white. Got the red Morton Buildings logo on the hood and down the quarter panel.
Like me that paint job. I love the yellow wheels, of course.
To the exit of the pit lane, up onto the
love the yellow wheels.
2, hammer down for Harrison Burton.
His yelling gets old. I prefer. Oh, trouble. I like that lightning.
Here comes Harrison off the
That's
corner
funny.
now. The checker flag is waving at the start finish line. Harrison Burton now the first to go.
Harrison Burton on the pole, 1 minute 34 seconds, .432.
For the All-Star race is complete.
That means up next, the red, white, and blue HendrickCars.com Chevrolet with driver Justin Allgaier.
Allgaier, that 5.
Again, filling in for Kyle Larson while he practices for the
Larson.
Indianapolis 500.
Justin
Larson had a
Allgaier.
rough go of it here today at
See what he can do.
Spun the car around,
Well, he's
made
Australia,
contact
so
with
what
the
do you
outside
expect?
wall with the
He's
nose
an
of his car,
Australian,
backed it into the
but a
fence, got both
certified
ends of the
U.S.
car
citizen.
Up at Indy, and he's now, no doubt, paying close attention to what Justin Allgaier's doing right now with his
So
cup
here,
car.
Larson here.
Justin Allgaier has taken the green flag. He'll take that HendrickCars.com Chevy back through turns 1 and 2. And again, if you're just joining us, they take the green, they do 1 lap. Then they begin their second lap. On that second lap
Larson.
is when they'll duck down pit road.
See if this
and
Hendrick
come
crew
in
can
for
do
a
it.
4-tire stop
Allgaier.
with fuel. Now the cans are empty. And then they'll go back out onto the racetrack for what will be the completion of the 3rd lap. And then the checkered flag will fly. And then that
Gator, little
qualifying effort
Gator.
will be put
Gator's in the
into
chat
place. Here's
as he's
Justin
in that
now,
hot
pulling
rod of
that car onto
Larson's
the
as
pit
he is
lane,
in
30
Indy
miles
after
an
he
hour,
crashed
and
today.
he winds his way through
See these
turns
Hendrick
3 and
boys go to
4,
work.
where Steve Post is
Right
awaiting
side
for him.
tires
Pit
on.
crew is poised on the wall here. Mike Moss and Jeffrey Hall.
Left side now.
Alan Stallings Jr. is the tire carrier, and there goes Stallings.
10, 11, 12, 13.
Under the car, right side tires are up. Look pretty good on the right side.
This is
Brandon Harder
ridiculous.
plugs in the fuel can on the left side. Oh, slow. The jack did not
17.722. 17.222 for Larson on the pit crew.
Now he's got to try to make up some
They're
time
just like,
on the
hey, we want
racetrack
Larson
for
to
this
come through
final
the
run to
field.
the
He's
checkered
gonna
flag.
finish. You're gonna finish last anyways. It doesn't really matter. He's gonna start last anyways on Sunday.
Already decided they will not be participating in the heat race tomorrow. They're going to start at the back anyway because Kyle's going to get
So the
here
5 is not going to
very late
participate in the heat
All-Star
races
race,
tomorrow.
So they're going to be at the back anyway. However, they would have loved to have been able to take a little glory, but will not be able to do it.
Going to the racetrack, getting expensive. Over $400 to go to Nashville.
And Harrison
Yeah,
has climbed out
it
of
is
the
kind
race
of
car for Rick
crazy.
Ware Racing.
You're for
Welcome back
sure
to the
about
Cup
that.
Series. How special is this to get to run the All-Star race, your first one, and get the call to run this car?
It's really fun. I mean, for me, just
All right, next up is Bad Brad. Bad Brad. How many Bad Brad fans we got in the house tonight?
Just so much fun to be
Brad, you see those Bad Brads? Poor Shane last week was leading the top 5, and boom. Yeah, because Larson's got to do the Indy 500 qualifying tomorrow.
Just really hungry to have a good run.
All-Star qualifying here. All-Star race qualifying.
Learn that'll help on Sunday because you're in the big show.
It doesn't even show it live. That's ridiculous. Fix your scanner. Raw feed is ridiculous.
Both sides of the balance today. So for me, the first few laps were okay, don't crash and learn for a second, and then now I'm full sim, so having a good time.
That's Harrison Burton again into the All-Star race, courtesy of that Daytona win last year.
Here's Brad Keselowski now, brings the purple, gold, and white Ford to pit lane to Steve Post.
Johnny Roberts Jr. is the front tire changer. Coleman Dollarhide is the rear tire changer. Telvin McClurkin, that is.
Not today, Brad. Not today. James Moore, man. He said last week. James Moore was like, in 10 laps, y'all, he's going to wreck.
Big mistake. He got it corrected pretty quick, but Brad Keselowski is down and away.
That Bad Brad. Let's see what he can do here. As Harrison Burton's still on the pole.
0.081 second stop. And if you're just joining us, Michael McDowell's team is fastest so far with a 12.587 second stop.
12.587 stop. So Keselowski, 1.27.362.
The checker flag to complete the entire exercise.
He'll be fastest here of the NASCAR Cup All-Star cars. Keselowski to the top of the leaderboard with his 3-lap qualifying effort, some 7 seconds and change faster than Harrison Burton. Justin Allgaier is third after Allgaier and his team had a big mistake on the pit lane as well. So it's Brad Keselowski, Harrison Burton, Justin Allgaier, and Daniel Suarez pulls up onto the racetrack.
Here's Suarez. Suarez.
It is all or nothing. Only the top crew gets
Suarez.
If you're second, third, fourth, you get bupkis. Nothing at all. So everybody is trying to get their shot.
And unfortunately, the raw feed is not working, or the qualifying is not working on NASCAR.com. They're having issues, as usual.
Not the flashiest, but as of
horrible.
late, I would say gaining some ground as far as finishing up front and being relevant in some of the storylines that we're talking about in these races.
Including Shane Van Gisbergen winning the pole for the All-Star Open just earlier here today. Now we'll find out, and I agree with you. I think this is a team that is
should be able to see your chat in text.
every week on the speed charts. It's Daniel Suarez.
I got you. I see you, David.
Run. He's on the pit lane. Steve Post is waiting.
The crew is waiting.
I see you, David. You're good to go.
Josh Bush and Josh, a Super Bowl champion.
Suarez here. 11, 12, 12.600 pit stop for Daniel Suarez's crew.
Also, Charles Plank, Josh Appleby look like a good stop for Daniel Suarez as he has that car down and away.
Oh, Daniel Suarez is a lot faster than Bad Brad here.
Misses out the pit crew
Way.
by 3/1000ths of a second. Make that wow.
Man, he missed the. They said he missed the top record, so McDowell's crew is still in the lead here.
The fastest pit stop so far, but Michael McDowell's team hangs on.
Michael McDowell
right there,
still in the lead, or the best pit crew.
Suarez, what a pit stop, and he'll go to the top of the leaderboard.
Top of the lead.
26.931 seconds.
Wow, that's crazy. 1.26.930.
Overall of the 4 that have taken time so far for the All-Star cars.
Michael McDowell's pit crew had a 12.5.
Michael McDowell still in the lead.
Stop. Daniel Suarez's pit crew 12.600. That's how
McDowell crew talking some trash, putting the number 1 up in the air.
Great to watch his teammate fired up. Brad, what'd you think about your lap?
And Brad.
Loved my car, drove great. I left.
Here's Chris Buescher and that Tylenol wrap. Kroger Tylenol wrap. Last week it was tissues. This week it's Tylenol.
Painted like an ECU pirate scheme with the purple and yellow. How special is this?
Yeah, it's really special for a number of reasons. My wife went to ECU, but probably more importantly, Solomon Plumbing, Danny, he wanted to do this for all of our team, and there's a number of ECU people in our garage and on our team, and Danny passed away.
Bowman the Showman, your daddy.
To be able to do this for him.
Bowman the Showman.
Qualified currently number 1. You mentioned Danny Aller III, owner of Solomon Plumbing, as he mentioned, passed away. Even some of the pit crew members went to East Carolina University. The deal with crew chief Jeremy Bowens, if they can get an 8.3 on their individual stop,
Sore as.
Jeremy, who went to North Carolina State, has
Sore as.
That's a bet.
Yeah, and those are 2 schools that dislike each other. By the way, I went to East Carolina University. I got a lot of good friends that went to NC State. I know our producer, Ryan Horn, his son is going to engineering school.
And next weekend, tampons. That's funny.
Management on the air. That's awesome. Green flag in the air.
Suarez still. Look at Buescher, though. Now in the pits. So side by side with Suarez. Yeah, it's a red wrap. It looks really good. I should have picked it as one of my favorites. It didn't look this good in the paint scheme looking.
Effort to try to win the pit crew challenge, Steve Post.
Jaquan Bailey is the tire carrier. He's got both of the Goodyear Racing Eagles, one in each hand. Jacob Prawl and Travis Hughes.
Buescher.
The tire changers on this car.
Thanks for the likes, y'all. Keep hitting like for us. Try to get to 150. That's the total here. We'll try to get.
Quickly around to the left side. Looks pretty solid in the transition from right to left.
Tylenol. I love that silver 17, the chrome 17. I like that.
30 miles per hour doesn't take long.
Coming out of the pits, though, Suarez was a lot faster.
13.3.
Who has the lead here?
Stop for that pit crew as he comes back up to speed. Got the Tylenol colors on board. Somewhat of a fitting sponsor this week after the penalties were handed down.
Yeah, Chris Buescher with the penalties last week. Big time with a hood or something issue. Chris Buescher, 1 minute 28 seconds, .272. As Keselowski still in the lead, and he's setting up the point races, the heat races for tomorrow, which will set up the All-Star race setup for Sunday.
In section 1, both
Austin Dillon now.
So Daniel Suarez busted for speeding twice, and that is 2.
Daniel Suarez busted for speeding. Oh, that sucks. So Suarez busted for speeding. Now he is not on the pole. 1.46930 busted for speeding for Daniel Suarez. He's 5th, yes. Yes, James Moore, that horse. Oh, James Mines, that horse.
Of course, he's an all-star this year by virtue of his win at the Richmond.
I don't have that channel. Why are they not on Fox? This is FS1.
At the racetrack earlier today, and he was fired up.
FS1.
The brakes coming to pit road, trying to get the car slowed down. He waited till the last possible moment, Mike, and slid the tires.
Yeah, that's going to be questionable right there.
Austin Dillon here. Let's see what he can do.
He is ready. His team is ready for their stop.
Nick Covey is the jackman on this team. Paul Swan is the tire carrier. Joshua Thomas and Ethan Tingler are the tire changers. Man, that looked good on the right side. Around to the left side. Tyler Radar plugs the fuel can in. Left side tires off. Left side tires on. Austin Dillon down and away.
great pit stop for that team, at least with the eye test, as they say, but it not on the stopwatch, Mike. Not quite good enough.
8th overall, 13.269 seconds for the pit stop. That is very...
Austin Dillon, third fastest with a minute 29 seconds, .619.
Comes Austin off the corner with a checker flag waiting for him.
Find out what the Dow Chevrolet can do overall. He'll be third best overall here in All-Star qualifying. Still Brad Keselowski, the fastest overall.
There's Rowdy.
Chris Buescher second quick. Austin Dillon now third. And Harrison Burton fourth. Justin Allgaier fifth.
And that Cynics Chevrolet.
Sixth spot.
Here's Kyle Busch. He's working his way down pit road to get staged for his
Rowdy.
qualifying effort. What would you call that? A battleship gray and orange paint scheme? Cynics.
He's not Marshall Dillon. He be Fetus.
He gets the green light, so to speak, or
Here's Rowdy Busch. We'll see what he can do. He's my dark horse
who right now sits second on the leaderboard.
for the trucks tomorrow. He's my dark horse for the trucks tomorrow.
With the penalty, how do you guys respond this weekend during the All-Star race?
I didn't hear much there, but
Whiner.
Kind of rolling there pretty decent, and
He said, I didn't hear much of what you said, he said. Come on, Rowdy.
overall,
Pit stop.
Speed in this Kroger Taiwan All Ford Mustang. Just see where that leads us for heat races here.
Started off talking about the 60-point penalty, the 5 playoff points after Kansas. How does your team respond this weekend?
Ignore it and move on. Treat this weekend like we were going to.
He said ignore it and move on.
Just business as normal here. So, get in this thing and, do what we've been doing, putting fast cars on the racetrack and race for wins.
Appreciate your time. That's Chris Buescher. Steve Post, Kyle Busch in front of you.
Kyle Busch is in. Randall Burnett, the crew chief, with a stopwatch in hand, keeping an eye on it. They're on to the left side. Jackman Dylan Mosier jacks that car up. Left side tires off. Left side tires off. And Kyle Busch is down and away.
A little slow on the left side on the transition from right to left for Kyle Busch's pit crew as they make their way out. And boy, Mike, it really shows up on the clock as well.
16th overall, 15.287 second stop. Kyle back out onto the racetrack.
Rowdy Busch. 16 point stop. That's slow.
Off the corner, checkered flag.
Festus.
Kyle Busch as he'll fly by the start-finish line. He'll be third best overall.
Third fastest for Kyle Busch.
Brad Keselowski, the
Rowdy
fastest so
Busch.
far. Austin Dillon second. Kyle Busch now falls in line third.
And of course, penalties that are assessed on
Here come the Aussie fans, CeeLo. 88, Caitlin.
So that's why
Yeah.
went from third to second.
SVG on the pole for the open race tomorrow.
Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch.
I had to take a picture of him in Nashville. It was pretty good.
And Justin Allgaier, the top 5 of the 7 that have qualified.
The track is changing by the second, getting colder.
This is the motor.
All right, so we are coming down here. Of course, the leaderboard doesn't work here on NASCAR.com. It only works on the mobile app. So if you want to follow along on your mobile app, you can watch it that way. Foreign. Rowdy, rowdy, rowdy. Oi, oi, oi. So if you just missed, SVG is on the pole for tomorrow's open race. And now we are doing the qualifying for the NASCAR Cup Series for the All-Star race. And we're almost halfway through. Hope Zillage is all healed up for Charlotte. I want to see him running with Jimmy for the 400 laps next Sunday. We'll see. We'll see. Coke 600 next weekend. We'll be bringing that to you as well. We are no leaderboard available unless you're on the NASCAR mobile app, and that is available. I went online to see if anybody was complaining about it on Twitter, but it is available on the mobile app. So not sure why it's not available on the website, but it is available on the mobile app. 700 start for Jimmy Johnson too as well at the 600. Do they have wet? It's not raining. It's not raining.
Brad Keselowski shows the way overall.
Rowdy.
seconds. Then you get to Austin Dillon second, Kyle Busch third. You've got Harrison Burton in fourth and Justin Allgaier in fifth. Sixth is Chris Buescher. Seventh is Daniel Suarez.
I don't understand. It doesn't even show like live. It doesn't even show it's live. Like they just gave up on it, I guess.
Which pit crew is going to win the pit crew challenge and the $100,000 that goes along with it? Right now, it's Michael McDowell's pit crew that sits atop of that. They busted off a 12.587-second pit stop. They are currently the fastest pit crew, and they're waiting this one out like everybody else just to wait and see if that time holds up and they can take home $100,000.
Josh Berry is getting ready to pull onto the racetrack. Of course, Josh qualified with his win earlier this year at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and a very unique paint scheme this weekend.
Maybe they would have a link to the live in here. They don't even have that.
Back to Michael Waltrip's win in what was then the Winston in years gone by.
Nope.
However, instead of
I tried again. Hope Jimmy will consider a couple more starts after the 600. He's slowly improving his net gen.
The green flag is flying for Josh at the start-finish line.
Here we go. Shark blood in the house. Shark blood.
Through turns 1 and 2. That's where he was running most of the practice session.
Shark blood in the house, y'all.
Ended up 11th overall in single lap speeds in practice as he exits turn number 4, completes the first of 3 laps. This time by, he'll make a pit stop and wait for the pit crew to do their job.
Go Josh Berry, shark blood. In that red Dex. 21 with a white hood. Says Dex on it. Dex Imaging. Olsen Homer, nice. About time. Barry here in the pit stop on the right side. 4 tires. Flip it to the left side. Looks pretty smooth. Looks quick. Pit stops. 12 seconds. 13, 14, 15.623 on the pit stop. 15.263 on the pit stop.
Just a small mistake on the right side would then compound the mistake when you try to make up for it and not get the task completely
Josh Berry, see if we can get on the pole here.
Josh Berry and that team, a slow pit stop. They complete their task, is what I was trying to say. I talk good, by the way. And Josh Berry is back out on the racetrack, and he'll come to the checker.
Looks like a strawberry.
I'm right along with you. Checker flag on the start-finish line. Josh Berry, 4th of the 8 cars.
What's up, Big CeeLo, Big Wade in the house? What's up, man? So 4th place for Josh Berry. So we got about 12 cars to go. 11 cars to go after Ricky Stenhouse comes in here, who had a big famous fight here at North Wilkesboro last year with Rowdy. We all remember that. 21 is a throwback to Michael Waltrip's car and the 2-0 Murphy homer now. Wow. Did any of them hit it over the monster? What's up, everybody? Rowdy Rebel. I got an echo going? Shouldn't have an echo going.
Quite the tasty qualifying run right now. Here he is off the corner. He's coming off 4.
Now it's doing it. I don't know why it's doing that.
Now Ricky will do his
turn it down some more.
Bringing that car down the pit road here as he has begun lap 2 and begins to transition his way to pit road.
There's Ricky. Thank you, JoJo. I fixed it.
Where it needs to be to 30 miles per hour.
35th overall pit crew ranking for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Here we go. See what he can do. 4 tires for Ricky. I'm going to the truck race tomorrow, Sergeant Bob. Nice, man. Have fun. We'll be covering that tomorrow as well. We'll have that up on the channel later on tomorrow. Ricky in and out. 14.012 on the pit stop for Ricky.
Stenhouse will pop the clutch and get back up to 30 miles an hour as he rolls, waiting to get to the yellow line on exit of pit road. That will signify the end of pit road speed. He does so.
See what Ricky can do. Still Keselowski on the pole.
The banking he goes and hammer down for Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Here he comes off the end of the back straightaway as Austin Cindric gets queued up with his Freightliner Ford Mustang. All eyes
I'm going to the 600. Can't wait. Rowdy Rebel. Awesome, man.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. completes his qualifying.
Cool.
Overall, all behind Brad Keselowski and
So
Austin
Recky's
Dillon
third
with the
overall with a
Stenhouse
1
Jr.
minute 30
Fastest
seconds,
in his
.473
Kyle Busch is
for
fourth.
Recky
Josh Berry rounds
Stenhouse.
out the top 5.
And
Harrison
now
Burton is
Austin
6th.
Cindric.
Justin Allgaier 7th. Chris Buescher is 8th. And after penalties on pit road, Daniel Suarez will be 9th.
Austin Cindric,
Jake, me and Ryan went to the Coke 600 a couple years ago. Saw Martin Truex win.
Ross Chastain, Joey
It was
Logano,
fun.
Alex
We
Bowman,
tailgated in the car. We got pizza and it was cool. Good seats too. We were covered just in case it rained.
Is in turns 1 and 2. So head down
Go Braves. What's up, Green Bay Packers? We'll be back over there in a little while. Gotta finish this first, then we'll go over there.
And Austin Cindric up off the corner. Here he is, lap number 1.
Go Braves. Up 2-0.
Now he'll swing wide, take that car
Cindric.
down the middle of the banking, and now we'll swing it
That's
wide up
where
the
they
corner.
should
Dial
keep
up the low lane.
All-Star race
Dial up
there.
entry.
That's
Here's
Charlotte.
Austin Cindric entering the
That
corner.
was a race Martin
He's
completely
victorious
dominated.
already,
Yes.
led by Brian Wilson on the pit lane.
It
They are ready
was.
to take their
Who won the
turn
pit crew challenge? Right now, Menard, Michael McDowell is the fastest right now. Second fastest, oh, I can't, who was it? It was somebody almost got it. It was Suarez's crew. They almost had it. 12.886, not fast enough. 12.886. Need to update logos. Has Washington still for Brave Stream. What?
We wait for the official time to come up, and Austin
Where?
Cindric will be 4th on the pit stop time. 12.
Oh, there. Okay, thank you.
Seconds. A good pit stop, just not quite good enough.
Yeah, I didn't do the car emojis tonight.
Yeah, so far, he's P3 on the board. Ricky, you've got the bright sunny D colors on. How would you describe your qualifying effort? So far, so good up here in the top 3.
Yeah, now 4th, but no, all in all, solid day to get some laps and make some adjustments on our Sunny D Camaro, and just try and get it better. So that qualifying run was really cool. It's fun to involve the crew guys and
Briscoe now. Briscoe.
Lap on the track, so a lot of fun, different. Definitely would like to do some things over on my end, and I'm sure my guys would too. But they work really hard.
All done.
It's cool to showcase
All
that.
done.
Obviously, this sets you up for the heat races. We know the fireworks that happened last year. How would you summarize what you've learned about this car to be up there, up front in the mix?
Chase Briscoe now.
Be nice just to
I heard a guy in the grocery store talk about this channel. Had to check it out. Seems pretty cool. Really? Nice, Rowdy Rebel. Pretty cool. I like that.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr., guys.
It's weird, but I'm glad you overheard us. Welcome in, dude.
His way up off turn number 2. Dives for the bottom of the back straightaway, stands on the brakes, hits the entrance to pit road as we look for the pit stop for Chase Briscoe and this Joe Gibbs Racing team.
We do all the races, Rowdy Rebel. If you're new to us, we do all the races, the truck races, the Xfinity races, the NASCAR Cup Series races. We do the practice and qualifying for both NASCAR Cup Series and Xfinity Series as well. So you found a good channel. Wonder who it was that was talking about us. That's awesome.
Good on the right side. Left side tires off. Left side tires on. That looked like a dandy for Chase Briscoe as he is down and away.
Chase Briscoe's pit stop is done, and he will become 4th quick with a 12.695 second stop. Again, Michael McDowell's
4th quickest.
team is quickest. Then you've got Daniel
What's up, Richard? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you being here.
Briscoe, and then
So Briscoe, second fastest. Wow, 1 minute, 28 seconds, .649. 649 on that as well.
And it's fun to watch.
All right, 12th car is going to be Ross Chastain. 12th car is going to be Ross Chastain.
Luke Bussell, Dale Holyfield, rather, Brandon Chapman. They're just kind of hanging down, Mike. A pit box away from where the actual competition boxes are. Not saying they're taunting, not saying they're trying to put some bad vibes on these guys, but they are making sure they watch every single pit stop that takes place.
Of course, crew chief Travis Peterson down there.
That Busch Light car, I like this paint job too for Ross Chastain. Watermelons. Let me see those watermelons in the chat.
That one was a 7, this one was a 3, that one was a 9. However,
Chastain. I talked to him briefly, said his name was Tony.
And right
Nice.
now they're clinging
Like I
with every
said,
hope they
E-Step is how I found your channel. That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try to talk to him this year if he's in Nashville, because I'm sure he knows about us.
He's already won one complete
But definitely
lap.
gonna
He's
check him
on
out.
the pit lane. Ross Chastain with the blue,
Well,
white,
thank you,
and
Tiff.
orange Busch
Thank
Light
you two
colors
for
on
pushing
board
this out, and that's awesome. The guy you talked to, his name was Tony. Was it Richmond?
Shane Wilson is the jackman on
Tony
this
Rebel was his last name Richmond? Because he's a big Braves guy. Not much of a NASCAR guy, but Ross Chastain left side gone, and that's a 13.420 second. Who would have thought that Michael McDowell would be in the lead here for pit stops? It's crazy.
So Chastain pulls out of his pit box.
Nothing on the qualifying stream yet. Didn't catch his last name, but Rowdy Rebel, thanks for being here, buddy.
13.420 seconds. 12th fastest pit stop in the Pit Crew Challenge.
That one little
He seemed like a good person. He does a lot for charity. Yeah, he's come a long way. He started when he was little, like taking pictures of cars and making streams out of them. Where's the 5 car and the 9 car and hello CeeLo? Glenwood, 5 car, he is in the NASCAR Open and he didn't qualify so well. And then the 9 car is not qualified yet. But this is Joey Logano. Keselowski's still in the lead. But Joey now out here. Joey. Joey Logano now.
But Chase and Christopher looking at some of the SMT data as Chase exit out of the race car, and it was a really good lap for Chase Briscoe as well. So he did
Chase Briscoe now in second. Keselowski still in the lead with a 1 minute 27 second .362. Bad Brad still on the pole, but here's Logano, last year's winner. He dominated last year's All-Star race. Keep hitting that subscribe if you haven't subscribed to us yet. Rowdy Rebel, would love to have you subscribe to us. Make sure you hit the notification bells. Logano on pit road now.
The name of the game. Chase Briscoe back in the All-Star race. Didn't run last year. Had to run the Open, but he's back for another appearance.
Of course, he's in by winning the Southern
14th overall pit crew rank for Joey Logano and his crew. The Penske Racing to the right side tires in. Let's see what he could do here.
Joey's already completed 1 lap. He's on his second, and
Logano gone, and 14-second pit stop slow. Just think, Michael McDowell did a 12-second pit stop. They were flying.
So Joey Logano will pull back out onto the racetrack to complete the rest of his qualifying effort as we wait for his official time to come in on his pit stop. It is all the way down on 18.
Have subscribed, looked into being a member as well. Awesome, Rowdy. We normally we have the race car emojis in our chat, but I did not have time to do those tonight, so I just left them alone since I'm gonna have to change them again for the Braves stream. I'm also an Atlanta Braves streamer, so if you like Braves baseball or like MLB baseball in general, you might like this channel as well. But it looks like one of the left rear tire dryer, he kind of slipped a little bit, and that's what caused he was trying to get over there from the right side to the left side, and he slipped.
It's all about getting around as quick as
here is Bowman the Showman.
And again, these teams don't have the opportunity to treat the concrete like they would typically.
Bowman the Showman, and Rowdy Rebel will be doing the truck race. Oh, really? Awesome. Yeah, we're going there right next. Rowdy Rebel, we're going there next, right after this. 3D baseball.
To drive into victory lane so far in 2025.
Bowman the Showman.
Alex's win at the Chicago street race last year that has gotten him in to the All-Star race.
Yeah, he won the street race last year. Can you turn it up just a little, Dave?
This is a good race team across the board.
Just a little bit.
They've got
not much.
Already this year as
SVG time, Leanne says. Leanne says SVG time.
Pit lane here in the middle of his qualifying session.
6th overall pit crew for Bowman the Showman. Let's see what he can do. He's in right sides. Left sides looks pretty quick. Nice and quick. 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, Oh, well, I think he's got it. 12.813.
Sunoco fuel in and now down and away. And again, just a little bit slow on the left rear, getting that tire hooked in underneath the race car.
I guess not.
Alex Bowman, 5th
CeeLo.
overall at a 12.813, but he came in way hot on the backstretch. Now, unlike
He might get speeding for Bowman here. Brody says your pick for tomorrow's race is bold. Rowdy never ran a truck at North Wilkesboro in his career. Rowdy in the trucks, man. You got to pick Rowdy in the trucks.
Taking a longer way around the turn.
Rowdy in the
pit
trucks.
lane, but can go a little bit quicker out there based off of the timing it takes to
Guys,
get through those sections out there.
Giving it all their night. They're all tonight.
Second best in his qualifying effort behind Brad Keselowski, so he made up some of that on the entrance to pit road. Bowman is second.
And I'll show you y'all still nothing on NASCAR.com. Nothing. Refresh.
Cup heat races Sunday, the Whelen Modified
Qualifying, nothing. Oh, they actually have some. Hey, look at that.
All of that on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Well, that's the Open.
The Motor Racing Network. Still,
That's the Open. They're finally getting that.
Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick,
So at least you can see the Open cars.
Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, and William
Finally
Byron,
figured it out.
from North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Someone had to type
This
it in,
is the
I
Motor
guess.
Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Someone had to type it in. But we do have the Open cars, crew All-Star Open Pit Crew Challenge. SVG Hocevar in second. At least we have something here. Noah Graxton, Michael McDowell, Ryan Priest, Zane Smith, Justin Haley, John Hunter Nemechek, Ty Gibbs, Ty Dillon, Cole Custer, Eric Jones, Riley Herbst, Bubba Wallace, Cody Ware, AJ Allmendinger, Todd Gillen, and Chad Fincham. There is your Open Crew Challenge results. But nothing else. So at least it's something. Rowdy's the man every series. We'll see what he can do tomorrow. We'll do the truck race tomorrow, y'all, and we'll have the stream up later on today. Watermelon. We got 10 likes to get to 150. We're trying to end the stream at 150. We appreciate you guys for helping us out tonight on this weird stream. It's a practice, qualifying, and pit crew challenge. We did this last year. It was fun to watch. Not as exciting as it was last year, though, I think. But SVG, good job for him.
Last 5 in this portion of qualifying.
Back to the infield and Chris Wilner.
Well, we've talked to some of the drivers. Let's talk about these pit crew members that are having to anxiously await
All
their
right.
turn. Ryan Patton, the carrier for William Byron.
So
You guys are one of the last
Michael
to go
McDowell
out.
still
What's it
has
like
the lead
standing
in the
around here
fastest
900
pit stop. I
Gs
wish they would
on the
show
line
that
in
more
about 12
often.
seconds?
But Bad Brad and then Bowman on his last run qualified second, and here's Denny. Let's go, Denny.
That you can pick up that might help you as we
Last
go
time
NASCAR out. So otherwise,
he won. He had the fastest pit stop of the night and got him out front. Now let's see what Denny can do here.
just like any other one.
How much practice did you guys
Come
put
on,
in during the
Denny.
week for this?
Practice like normal. Tuesday and Wednesday. Then yesterday we did a mock competition at Hendrick with all the crews out there.
All
which
right,
is a really
let's
cool
get him
thing
in,
and
get
a
him
great
out.
idea
Let's see if
to
we
do.
can
So
win this right
everyone got to
here.
feel the pressure of all
Last
the
2
pickup
weeks we've had
party and
DNFs.
stuff standing out there, a few feet away watching.
Third
So,
overall
I think our team's
fastest
performed
pit crew
so,
in
pretty well
NASCAR
tonight,
according
so
to the
I'll
ranks.
see you here at the end.
And let's get it. Let's go, boy.
Patton getting ready to go for William Byron as the next car is ready to qualify. Denny Hamlin.
Seal the
He
game.
makes his way to pit road right now in front of Steve Post.
Other side, come on, it's not going to be enough. 10, 11, 12, nope, 13, 14.4 seconds. 14.4 seconds. Denny fan, CeeLo, yes. I'm a Denny Hamlin fan. Don't feel bad for me there. I am a Denny Hamlin fan.
Stop though, they're high-fiving each other down here. Looked like a solid stop.
It's a Denny Hamlin. Yeah, the stop.
14 second. It wasn't a solid stop.
22nd on the pit stop.
See what he can do here. 22nd fastest on the pit stop. That's not good.
Denny Hamlin now through turn
Denny Hamlin.
He's going to dial up the low lane, hammer down, car twitching a bit, coming off the corner. Checker flag in the air. Ooh, 6th of the 10.
6th fastest. No dig there. Man deserves a championship. I know, man. You telling me. You telling me. Thanks for the subs. Y'all are trying to get 2 more subs. 2 more subs at 32,370. That would be awesome. We appreciate you. Tyler Reddick now here. Let's see what he can do. Tyler Reddick.
At the North Wilksboro Speedway.
Tyler Reddick.
Sirius XM Toyota Camry XSE.
Those 2311 cars. Bubba Wallace looked pretty good in the open. Practice. So we're probably going to miss about an hour of this Braves game.
Tyler Reddick is waiting to win.
Coverage was off at 7, so.
2025. A lot of folks thought that was going to be last week at the Kansas Speedway. Things didn't work out there. So now he's going to bring everything to the short track with no points up for grabs. Tyler Reddick, I believe, Alex, will win a race here in 2025. It's taking much longer, though, to do it than what me and others expected.
Same. I'll be in that same category with you. I thought they would have been in victory lane by now as well. But right now, it's all about the pit crew. Trying to knock off the fastest pit crew so far today, and that's
Come on, Tyler Reddick, 9th overall in pit stop. Just in the 3rd. Okay, cool. We'll get to see most of the game then.
Is the front tire changer. It's Dakota Ratcliffe on the rear tire. Wade Moore is the tire carrier. Brendan Banks, the
Tyler Reddick.
Those 4 gentlemen make their way to the right side.
We're going to redirect everybody as well. So 14.887 second pit stop for Tyler Reddick. That's not going to be enough. Thanks, Rowdy. We've been working pretty hard. We've been working really hard.
Tyler Reddick and his crew.
Tyler Reddick way behind Brad Keselowski. It'd be good for Keselowski to get the pole considering what happened last week.
And by the way, in case you're just joining us, this includes the
should
time
be open here, y'all.
Before and after the stop. That's the timing loop of the pit crew right now. He's back out on the racetrack.
Michael McDowell still in the lead.
Coming to the checkered flag.
See where he'll
Spire Motorsports. They're all pumped up too. So we got
right now for Tyler
4 more to go.
7th of 16, and Michael McDowell's pit crew continues to be the
McDowell's crew still
have the fastest time on the pit
happy.
$100,000 up for grabs, the fastest pit stop, and right now
here's Ryan Blaney.
Team and the Delaware Life team.
12 starts, 1 pole, 6 top 10 starts for Ryan Blaney.
Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, and William Byron. That will bring us to conclusion of All-Star qualifying and the pit crew challenge. Again, $100,000.
Howdy, y'all just got home, so who's looking fast? This is what you see right here is the open. This is the only thing that's working on NASCAR.com. The other one's not. If you want to go to the mobile app, you can see who's actually in first. Brad Keselowski's in first. And then Bowman, Briscoe, Logano, Dillon. But it's also including a pit stop challenge, Lloyd. They're doing 1 whole lap, and then they come in and pit. And then they have a full tire change and fuel, and then out, and then back around to hit it. So 6 more likes to 150. That's our goal. And Ryan Blaney going to work here on the right side as his crew going to work. It was a little slow there on that right side. Left side now here. 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 11, 12, nope, 13, not fast enough. And Michael McDowell right now has the fastest pit crew challenge, and they'll win an award too. Jace ate pizza while I power washed and got his blanket pigs all ready to go. Look at him. What a bum. Love you, James.
Let's see where Ryan Blaney's pit crew comes in here as we're scrolling.
Yeah, so it's qualifying and then pit crew challenge. Now Tyler Reddick was fast in practice, and Bubba Wallace was as well. Logano was up there, Cindric was up there for a little while.
It is sending these teams down this leaderboard.
It is, and the smallest mistake out there.
Yeah, it looks like Blaney's going to be 8th fastest with 1 minute 30 seconds and .337. He is all admitting to his shame. NASCAR says if we have nothing, have these cheating Hendrick cars, we get these, but they're not cheating. They're not in first place. Rowdy says I can go for some pigs in the blankets. Pigs in the blankets. There's Chase now.
They're consistent players week in and week out. The car had a lot of speed last weekend at Kansas.
Chase Elliott fans out there, we see those Chase
Let's
fans.
see what they could do on the short track. Remember, the last time we ran an exhibition race this year,
I see you,
Chase Elliott was celebrating his winning the Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium.
That's the dinner of choice, pigs in a blanket.
Right now, he is on the clock.
See what he can do is he's pulled into the pits now for Chase Elliott.
Turn number 2, he was 33rd to start practice. Made his way to the top 10 by the time practice ended today in
smell really good.
speeds. Right now,
11th overall pits crew ranked. Chase time.
Making a change on this pit crew this week. Calvin Teague has spent the last couple of weeks with Justin Haley. He is the new right tire changer.
Chase Elliott, 4 tires.
Odell, the front tire changer. Jared Erspammer is the carrier. T.J. Semke is the jackman. They are around to the right
Chase
side.
Elliott, 14.999 second pit stop. That's not going to be enough either.
Is the fuel man. The prime colors on the Chevy. Chase Elliott.
We got 14 cars qualifying.
What they were looking for on that pit
And we
stop.
got another one going out too as well. It'll be 15. We got 5 more to go. Shane, SVG.
40 feet away is the fastest.
Yeah, SVG is on the pole for the Open.
In the pit crew challenge of Michael McDowell's team.
We finally got this
They knew
working.
It was a bad stop right from the get-go too. There were
They need to have the All-Star Open here. All-Star race here.
Chase Elliott is back up off turn number 4. Comes to the
Chase
checkered
Elliott.
flag. His overall qualifying effort is over. Chase Elliott will be 8th overall.
8th fastest for Chase Elliott and a 1-minute 30-second 4.450.
Austin Dillon, they are the top 5. 6th right now is Denny Hamlin.
For Toyotas and Fords and RCR would have a CJ. Christopher Bell, my dark horse for this weekend. Big Wade's boy.
We'll be paying
Big
close
Wade's
attention now,
boy.
especially for this pit stop. This is the 2-time
Like your hat, I'm up in the corner of your hat, East Tennessee, David.
Christopher Bell, the driver, works his way into turn number
right
1.
here.
He takes the green
Bristol
flag.
area,
He'll do
right here.
one complete lap now under the green flag
Right here,
conditions.
around Bristol.
As he rockets down the back straightaway, sets up for turns 3 and 4, and completing
Yeah,
lap
it's
number
the
1.
National Super Speedway hat.
Already so far here in 2025, they picked up the win earlier this year at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. They won on the road course at COTA here in Austin, and they also
Running
won
out
at
of-
Phoenix Raceway earlier this year in Arizona.
Where?
Comes C-Bell, that Mobile One.
C-Bell, baby, who won last year.
Toyota Camry will bring.
We'll be up in Bristol for the fall race. Hopefully, that's the plan. Here comes Christopher Bell, 12th overall fastest. Uh-oh, the tire. Does that count if it gets away like that? Christopher Bell in and out. 11, 12. Oh, did he get it? That's all right, NASCAR info. You're good, man. They won last year.
Christopher Bell is down and away.
Christopher Bell will wait for the official time.
This is still the pit crew challenge.
Is the time for Christopher Bell. Michael McDowell's team still the best so far.
Still Michael McDowell still in the lead for pit crew.
Back up onto the racetrack.
We got 14. We got 6 to go. No, 19. We got 19 cars. We got one more.
Christopher Bell will bring his Toyota Camry.
That's why Blaine won't win a championship this year, because his pit crew stinks.
And then there was one. The final car to qualify.
So one car left.
That number 24.
And then we're going to call it a night. And it's Willie B. Of course, it's Willie B. 2 poles this year, Phoenix and Darlington. Last year, they got him out quick, but he sped on pit road and ruined it, and Christopher Bell's team won. So here we go.
To lead the field to the green flag and heat race.
Hate them socks. We're going to go over there in just a little bit. We're going to transfer you from North Wilkesboro to Boston here in just a second. So just stick here with us.
Nervous Energy with his pit crew. Nervous Energy with the current fastest pit crew of Michael McDowell. Lap number 1 is complete. William Byron back to turns 1 and 2 as he gets set to come to pit road, and we'll find out who the pit crew challenge $100,000 will go to.
Here comes William Byron, going to woe the car down. Pit entry gets everything he can coming to pit entrance. 30 miles an hour. Steve Post is waiting in the pit stop stall to call the stop.
Jeff
Willie B.
Cordell is the front tire changer. Ariane Azowski is the rear changer. Ryan Patton, we just heard from him, the carrier. Spencer Bishop, the jackman, had to take a little bit of a pump.
And Michael McDowell's crew is going to win it. And congratulations, Bad Brad. He's going to win the pole for tomorrow's heat race. And he'll be on the pole as well for the All-Star race. Second, Bell's second fastest, but Michael McDowell is going to win this. 2 more likes to 150. We're trying to get to that 150 mark. Michael McDowell. Congratulations, Byron, 5th fastest. If we did not have these cheating Hendrick team, our teams like Toyota Fords and our RCR, apparently they didn't cheat. They were 3rd fastest in qualifying. That's it. Congratulations, Michael McDowell pit crew. They receive $100,000. Good for them. Worked their butt off. So, all right. So the heat races are one and the other. So Keselowski, Bell, Bowman, Briscoe, Byron, Logano, Dillon, Hamlin, Reddick, Elliott, your top 10. So 1 and 1 on each heat race. Stenhouse, Busch, Barry, Burton, Allgaier, Busher, Chastain, Cindric, Blaney, Suarez. So there it is. So congratulations, SVG. Congratulations, Bad Brad, for the pole. Congratulations, Michael McDowell's crew, for winning Best Pit Crew. They win $100,000. If you're watching on replay, make sure you're hitting that like. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow for some NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series racing and the heat races tomorrow night. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you soon. We appreciate you. And you're going to be transferred over. In the pin message is the Braves Red Sox game. Be transferred over to Boston. So enjoy your flight. We'll see you in a little bit. Thanks to everybody. Appreciate it. All the new subscribers. Thanks, Tiff, for the super chats as always. And James, be good to Miss Tiff. We'll talk to you later. Peace out. See you. Watch free weekend. Jerseys of those. In the bathroom?